All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a bit sleepy today. The best way to start a stream with a yawn. Shows your energy levels are high. But hey, yeah. Dex, not the time getting. Stop. This ain't. Stop it. If you heard me speak. Uh-oh. Yo, everybody. How you doing? Most of you probably never heard of. How many of you even heard about this game coming out? Hmm? How many of you know about this game? It had some pretty good trailers, I gotta admit. However, the reviews for it have been like mostly positive, but I was willing to give it a shot. What this? Think of like if someone made like a PS2 action game, only in modern times. From what the guess is, that's what I've got from it. Take the gameplay of like a PS2, maybe early PS3 hack and slack action game, and bring it up to our graphical standards of today. And it just came out like a day or so ago. But it's clearly just like, hey, I really like Berserk. Let me make a female version of that. Kingdom Hearts? No. This is someone who's like, hey, we don't have the rights to Berserk, so let's make a legally distinct version. And so they did. Gonna look this up. Well, it just came out a few days ago. I don't think many people are playing it yet, though. But you know what? I want to give it a shot. How's my audio, by the way? I'm getting like weird feedback in my headset. It might just because my headset is getting a bit old. Yeah. Right, best way to describe this is Berserk and Devil May Cry had a bait. Well, a little bit, do you agree? Audio is moo. I assume that means it's good. I guess it's just in my headphones that are like making noise. Hopefully that's the case. I look over my meters, it looks like I'm like way too loud, but you guys say it's just right. My place has had an outage, so no Wi-Fi till that's cleared up. Irony, am I right? Irony? Yeah, it's not really ironic that your internet goes out. There's nothing really ironic about that, I don't believe. It's like that's a pretty common occurrence. Yeah, my internet went out today. So ironic. What's it mean? What's the message there? It's gonna be some subtext that makes it ironic. So, hold on a second. Let me send off this Discord. There we go. In fact, this is gonna be a research stream. I don't know if I'll ever make a video on it, but I figured why the hell not. At least you recorded it for prosperity. In case I change my mind and like decide it's got enough there for it. My place has had an outage, so no Wi-Fi. I'm reading this thing on it. Funnish fact, Sword Art Online almost got in trouble because at one point Kirito had a sword that looked like a smaller version of Guts's and everyone called him the Black Swordsman for an entire season. I mean, there's plenty of people who have had gigantic swords since, you know, Berserk. I mean, Cloud is heavily inspired by it as well. But I don't watch Sword Art Online or know anything about it, so I'll take your word for it. It's happened twice right after I got back a week ago. I mean, sometimes, you know, maybe it's, you know, the Wi-Fi routers, you know, borking out. No, like it looked exactly like Guts, just smaller. I mean, people made fun of it in that. I mean, you can make yourself look almost exactly like Guts in, you know, Elden Ring, you know. But people are like, oh, sweet, they like Berserk too. It was considered a homage there. Or homage? I like putting the H in the word homage. Does that make me weird? That I don't like that silent letter. That's not homage, that's homage. What do we have here? Kind of like a throwback to old school action in games, but with sexier women and, you know, angrier women. Sexy, angry ladies, that's what we got. Fighting monsters. You don't do drugs. What? How would you just admit something like that? So brave. Did they ever finish the latest Berserk anime? I don't know. I've never watched. The only Berserk anime I ever watched was the one from the 90s. Whichever one memes these days due to the music in it. I heard like the most recent Berserk anime was pretty trash. But they can't really finish the anime because the manga isn't finished. I think they caught up with the manga. And the manga moves at a glacier pace. In Elden Ring, there's a memorial to the creator of Berserk with a giant dragon slayer. Well, I mean, you can literally wield what looks like a giant dragon slayer, wear like a jackal head. I mean, Blood is pretty much, or Blide is pretty much like, hey, here's another homage to your guts. 3D Berserk is on HBO Max, and it mocks me every time I opened it. Is it that? Well, I've heard it was pretty bad. Manga's still going, yes, under a new director who apparently knows the story before the guy died. So far, it seems like it's pretty good. Though it seems like they're limiting how much dialogue they put in there because they're worried about that aspect. It's mainly just art. But I guess that's one way of doing it, let the art tell the story. That's something that Berserk always did in a way. You got a new gaming laptop today? It's an Acer with a 3050 graphics card. What have you played on it so far? What have you tested that out with? 3D Berserk is fucking sin that should be well, I understand that it's bad, but listen to this bit of logic. There will almost never be a perfect Berserk anime. You have two options when it comes to anime. You can either have highly detailed art and very little animation, or you can have low detail art and more animation, or you can have 3D. Or make it mainly a CG affair and take care of both issues at once. Take your pick. So there was 3 parts there in that issue, not 2. Obviously they tried to go with 3D, but they weren't very good at it for that one. Maybe the same will happen for Hunter x Hunter. Well, apparently he's like, what, isn't his wife going to take over like drawing it since he can't really do anything more? He's crippled. It'd be nice if there was a really good Hunter x Hunter video game, you know? Option 3, make a bunch of movies so you have a good budget to have a great art animation. Well, that's in one idea, I guess, but that's going to take a lot of movies. And usually that would mean there'll be a lot of stuff that gets cut as well. I swear, this issue with my headphones making me sound staticky is driving me fucking nuts. What's the deal? Ooh, shit. Hope you guys didn't hear that feedback sound. I know I sound fine on you guys, but I'm also monitoring my own voice in my headphones. And it adds like a weird... Okay, it's a little bit better now though. Had to adjust a few things. Alright, Mason, this is going to be a research stream, so we will let the YouTube crew know if they want to come check it out. Okay, look at that. Also, did I miss the sub from earlier? Also, Costanaya, thank you for 45 months. Let me check up above. Did I miss the sub? I thought I did. Yeah, Dr. Baby, thank you for the 19 months. Just popping in real quick to say, hey everybody, you got a busy night ahead of you. But good to see you again, man. How about a game based on the biblical war in heaven? You mean the one where Lucifer is cast down? I mean, you could. Don't see no reason why not. I mean, maybe you would have got something like that in the... They had ever continued that, you know... What was it? Dante's Inferno? I mean, you would have had to go to heaven at some point. For the last, you know, game, if they, you know, made them. Was it Woodoop? I hope everyone's like, you can feed your like energy to me today, because I am like, don't even know why. I'm not even tired. I think I ate too much, so my body's like trying to like digest right now. I'm like stuffed full of like chicken and vegetables. So my body's having trouble. Like, hey, I can only like, focus on this right now. You just go lay down on the couch for a minute. Supposed to be a sequel, but I got cut. Yeah, I know. They didn't do that well, despite all the marketing they had for it. Give me your energy. No, I need as much as you. I gotta talk for the next 4 hours. I do. I got sucked back into the World of Warcraft, and I have oh. See, I thought you were gonna tell me something. Yeah, like no, you got like big plans, and I'm gonna like go play MMOs. Oh well, we lost another one. It's interesting that you got sucked back into the World of Warcraft. I thought everyone was leaving that game. Today, my not sleeping enough has taken a pretty sloppy and heavy pound of flesh. Been rough as hell, going to watch a little. Yeah, you need to get to bed then. Sleep is important, my man. Sleep is very important. Good. Sorry, I'm just saying random noise in my microphone now, because I'm just trying to figure out what the headphone issue. I think I need new headphones, maybe. These are somewhat old. Yeah, I think I'll get a pair of Rode headphones to go along with my Rodecaster, actually. But yeah, a technical issue, not a major one. Just had to put up with it hearing myself like this. But yeah. For those of you who don't know or you're just coming in, this is a game just released on Steam like a few days ago. I don't think many people are playing it, but it looks like it might be an interesting stream or two. So we'll give it our look over, look-see. Because I like the character designs, mainly because I'm a fan of, like, you know what, this looks like it was like designed, the character designs were like made in like the 90s during like the hardcore like edgy era. And I was like, you know what, that appeals to me. We don't get that too often. Didn't make it away from the game, but a friend dragged me back. That friend is trying to kill you. Friends don't let their other friends play MMOs. It's like you quit. It's like you quit a drug and your friend's like, "Hey, I brought a line over, man. You want to snort this?" You done with the Tenchu games? Yeah, I played through 3 Tenchu games, and that's the only 3 I wanted to play through, since all the other ones kind of suck, from my understanding. We're gonna get Deadly Premonition at some point. Problem is, I own 2 digital copies of Deadly Premonition. Neither of them work. If I want to play that game, I'm gonna have to buy an Xbox 360 copy, a hard copy that is. And apparently, and those go for those are like over 70 to 100 bucks to get a copy of that old ass game. So I was like, I don't really know if I want to pay that much money for this. And it's also not even backwards compatible for Xbox One, I think. And I have issues streaming, like my capture card has issues capturing, or like just displaying Xbox 360 games. And so, usually I would always, like, if they're backwards compatible, I'd use my Xbox One, but for some games it doesn't work on. Xbox 360 Tenchu was pretty awesome. You mean Tenchu Z? I'm not sure what the Xbox 360 Tenchu was, but no, I'm done with it for now. I only wanted to play those 3. I played a demo, I think, of Tenchu Z, and I wasn't into it. I've offered to loan you my copy of Deadly Premonition. Well, like I said, if I want to do it, I'll buy a copy. I mean, I don't want to, like, just start using the people who watch my streams, like, hey, give me your shit. But like I said, it's also not just getting a copy of it. My capture card, for some reason, when I've tried to capture direct footage from my Xbox 360, it just does not display it at all. I'd had to, like, make a pass-through work through my Xbox One, which made it really painful to play anything on it because it'd be so laggy. So, yeah, let me, I guess we can maybe start checking out the game a little bit, right? Oh yeah, let me get my recording software going. Z means zombies, doesn't it? Well, I think not always. I mean, where were the zombies in Dragon Ball Z? I think it's just like a marketing term. For some reason, you know, they like, hey, this is Japanese, let's put a Z at the end of it. There's an error for that, apparently. Maybe just the 2 times I just mentioned. Alright. Subtitles, background, subtitle, colorblind mode, screen share. Yeah, we won't change any of this. Okay. Brightness, we'll leave it as is. Analytics, enable or disable the sharing of gameplay information. No, thank you. New thing in games, huh? Hey, we want to know how much you suck. Alright, what have we got? Full screen, windowed full screen. That, please. VSync off. FPS lock. Limit the amount of frames displayed per second. Yeah, we'll do it for 60. Yeah, that's good. Like Dragon Ball Fighter. They're Dragon Ball Fighters. Yeah, I just noticed Dragon Ball Z, my man. So y'all's gonna get the 4090. I'm gonna try to get a 4080. And see. Well, I'm gonna try. I really need to upgrade my GPU. If not, I'll just fall back on getting like a 3080. Alright, everything looks good. You guys ready? Have your faces rocked off by whatever the hell, well, maybe, hopefully. Let's just hope it's good. I've seen mixed reviews of it on Steam, so, and you know, weirdly, I put more weight into like the words of complete strangers who are just there to like leave shit posts for some reason. I'm not a bright man. Hold up. I really wish Bandicam would fucking work like it's supposed to. Constantly giving me issues recently. Just picked up a 3080 Ti for 930, well worth. I feel like the 3080 Ti, the Ti 3000 card is not worth the extra money. If I were to get a 3080, it'd be a 12GB card. Just made it home base, Clef. How you doing? Selected difficulty. Human, play Soulstice facing a reasonable knight. I guess this is... Can we please go back to the era of like easy, normal, hard, extra hard, instead of just these weird words that don't really give you a good idea? You don't have to, if you do that, I swear you don't have to put like a subtext below explaining what it means. Save yourself some words. I have a very good idea of what normal, hard, and easy means. Transcended. Relinquish your humanity and reveal your true potential. Let's complete all chapters on Chimera. I guess this is normal. $3,000. No, a 3000 series is worth it. I just wouldn't get the 3080 Ti version. I'd stop at the 12GB.
In the beginning, the world was subjugated by chaos.
Chaos.
Then, the
Is there any fantasy world that doesn't start out that way?
Shaper and judge. The three fought the spawn of chaos, and ultimately, they prevailed. Chaos could be banished.
Wow, they're getting the chaoses out left and right already, aren't they? Why didn't we make fun of this game?
So the keepers weaved a veil with their own essence and stood guard. The world was now
Can you guys hear the audio, by the way?
but it was also empty and meaningless. Thus, the keepers reached beyond the veil. They seized the power of chaos itself.
Bit low? Okay, give me a second.
They gave it shape.
When this game came out? A few days ago. Chaos.
They created life. And man was their most perfect creation. But all life would eventually hear the call from beyond the veil. That's the
Say
time
again?
that,
What?
alongside life,
Did you miss here?
also came to
When did this
die.
game come out? A few days ago.
The great cycle was set in motion. Yet chaos hungered for more.
Alright, can we get a chaos
And
count?
sought to undo the Keeper's creation. The spawn of chaos struck, wounding the Keepers and tearing the
Yo,
veil.
Jack from Final Fantasy VII was like, girl, that's too much.
Flows of horrors trespassed into the world. And so came the Soulstice of Souls. Hurt and weak, the Keepers charged man with defending the world.
From what? Chaos?
They inspired man to fight fire with fire, ferocity with ferocity. Driven by the infinite wisdom of the Keepers, man turned the very power of chaos against it. Through sacrifice and resolve, a breed of sacred
Oh god, they're really adding this up, aren't they? Good versus evil, got it.
Three were wounds in the essence of the Keepers.
This is someone who's had this fantasy story in their head for a very long time. Too long, in fact. It's a little overbaked.
Three the sacred cities that were built in those hallowed places.
What's up, Nostrid? When did this game come out? Like the other day.
Soulstice of Souls was put to an end. The three cities still stand to this day for the glory of the Keepers, while the memory of the sacred warriors has been lost to time. But while the mortal body must perish,
I hope they like pan to another window that they have to go over.
is bound
Yeah, well, thank you for breaking it. You know how much time they spent showing that off? It's a very Bayonetta-looking opening. But, you know, mixed with, like, guts from Berserk with boobs.
We're inside at last.
Oh, they have a puck, too.
Someone here is more than eager to welcome us.
This design is a bit weird. She has, like, oversized anime eyes, but also she's not really anime enough.
What could unleash such immense power?
Wait, I have a sword, a whip, a hammer. What do I got?
Survive, you might find some answers. Now let's focus on the strong of these things.
And I have a bow. I have all weapons. Chat, I swear to you, I have not pressed anything but square button. I've done all that. It uses everything, one button. I just pulled out cannons. What? I was promised chaos and religion. Yeah, we're gonna be losing all these powers, aren't we? That's my... I'm like every Soul Calibur fighter with those whips and shit.
I actually think that we may turn the situation to our
Also, can you hear me over the noise of the game, by the way?
You'll find out shortly. Prepare yourself.
I'm honestly confused if I'm even really playing. Like I said, you may think I'm like doing all sorts of like crazy weapon switching. I'm not. I have pressed nothing but square. What the fuck? What is this? I think that maybe you pull out different weapons based on who you're fighting. Or maybe she just switches to it randomly. I don't know. We got it like an evil grin, so I guess we're definitely edgy. What does triangle do, by any chance? I have no idea what's going on right now. I just feel like the game is like having a seizure. This is the cutscene game. It's an action game, but it has cutscenes in it. But no, literally, I'm playing the game, but I'm just doing all sorts of crazy shit with one button.
Don't worry. I can handle this and more.
So, Tony Bear, how you doing? Thank you for the sub.
I'd be disappointed if it did. Now it's our turn.
Do you think the developer knows of the idea of like too much? Soulstice. Let me actually look at these controls, because look at that. You'll, what is it? Let's see. Jump, loots action, secondary attack, primary attack. I did nothing but primary attacks that entire time. Banishment field? What's that? Inventory? Dodge. Evocation field. Huh? Up and up. See, it has weapon selection, but I didn't do any of that. This has the wanna know where I got these scars kind of method. I'm pretty sure that I know where they got that from. They got it from another manga called, what is it? Claymore. Also, Mr. Machiever? Mr. Dream Achiever, there you go. Thank you for your first time subbing. Hello. How are you? Hope you're having a good day, sir. Just been pressing square the whole time. The controller, yeah, I mean, it's got weapon selection, but I didn't press any of those buttons. Also, thank you, Audrey Sane, for your first time subbing as well, I believe. Fresh blood. One day, wow. Hope we're like just like a milkmaid or something, and we get all those powers and started from the bottom. Like we're a farm girl. Give me the true origins. No, it looks like we're a badass from the beginning. Yeah, I'm aware we're probably like way overpowered with ammo. It's like near the end of the game, I'm gonna guess. Oh, she even has a brand tattoo like Guts, huh?
I can hear their cries. It's all the lost souls.
The order set a small tear. Not that the world's veil ripped apart.
Hey, Doctor Baby, thank you for the gift sub to Crimson Pain Train.
Look, there, above the cathedral.
Ilden, one of the three capitals. The seat of the torchbearer.
Once the light of the kingdom. Now it burns.
I can't do this.
Yeah, her one anime eye and her non-anime looking face is really throwing me off, though.
I'll deal with the other chimeras.
Ghost Chick isn't gonna shut up. She's our friend, or probably only other helper friend.
We are just Briar and Loot. The outcasts. I see. This
Almost,
is our chance to
Otacon,
prove
almost.
ourselves. We can't waste it. Anyway, we're late. Can
You always
sense
have that eye
the
patch?
others?
Maybe she's got an injury. She looks like she's a warrior type.
It dulls my senses.
Loot, you need to focus.
Forgive me. I will do better.
Own Casca? You mean like an invalid for like 10 years? Maybe.
Be powerful.
Literally female. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear. There's a little bit of like the Claymore main character in there as well. I feel.
Transpired here.
I forget that character's name.
We best find him quickly.
All right. Let's see what we can do now that we have regular. Okay, our sword is the hammer instead of a sword. Wow, this is way cut down from what I was doing earlier, isn't it? Okay, pressing triangle is actually a sword mode. I have a button that makes my little ghost girl, like, you'll move. Or look behind her for some reason. Right. The buttons don't do anything yet. I can't switch weapons. Alright. Alright, take a guess, chat, on how much that sword probably weighs. Keep in mind it's a solid slab of metal, just as actually taller than her. You're looking at probably close to 400 to maybe 500 pounds of metal.
The touch
You know,
of chaos always leaves traces.
it's like literally a boat anchor she's carrying around.
Taking the
Probably
weak
50 pounds.
turning them on the strong.
Yep, yeah. That much metal, that's like you could stop a boat from moving with it.
I know all too well how chaos
Chaos.
corrupts and kills.
I'm sorry, sister.
I swear this game is probably going to be the one game that outdo the chaos count of your Final Fantasy Origins.
Those we can't save.
What does this use? Fixed cam? This uses fixed camera angles. The fuck? Okay, we got a God of War style game then. Never mind. Back on my bullshit buy, I've had more sleep. Also, I'm so glad Dart had to suffer through Saints Row instead of me. Just finished the upload. Also, I'm glad that I had to suffer through it too, because I get paid for doing it. Crimson tear residue. Red chaotic residue from the tear. In the shape of dust, shards of crystals, it enhances the capabilities of the Ashen Knight. Collect and spin them on to increase Briar's abilities. So it really is got... Okay, what? Alright, we've got influences from Berserk, Claymore, Bayonetta, God of War. What's next? Devil May Cry, Devil May in it though. I'm getting a faint whiff of Dark Souls too with a theming. This is a mishmash. This is definitely one of those. This is one of those games where like the developers just never could really nail down what it needed to be, so they just made it a touch of everything. Yeah, I saw your Saints Row video. Nice work. Thank you. I was pretty happy with it. Really? You use that one sword to kill a horse? Probably getting Bayonetta and DMC. Yeah, I'll give Bayonetta 3. That comes out like next month, doesn't it? Am I the only one getting some Neo vibes? No. Neo played completely different from this. It's a little rough to move around. You notice to be stopping and starting sometimes. Doesn't feel as smooth as it should be. Jedi Fallen Order Syndrome? Definitely a little bit of that game as well. That's a good example of a game that just was a touch of everything.
These docks spread for miles along the bay. They once teemed with
At least not open world. True. I mean,
and now
I'm thoroughly sick of them.
It's like this city has been dead for years. Yielding is no more loot. We'd better get used to the idea.
What are we slicing and dicing tonight? I believe monsters? What else were we doing? Thief 2 visual design? I don't know, I'm not really... double jump that way. So thank you for the 100... Well, no, okay, well, it's not bits, it's, it's regular points, never mind. But thank you regardless. I'm gonna guess this is probably not a very long game either. You also seem to have the dying world from so yeah, that's always a big trend these days. I mean, it works for a video game since if you don't want to have that many characters, it's like everyone already dead.
if only we managed to reunite with the other chimeras.
Then we must rely on our own strength.
Double jump is very God of War. Well, yeah, the entire game is, but I mean, I can think of plenty of games that did double jump before God of War that felt the same way. Let's wait until we get the puzzle design, though, then we can really tell. Ashes of Fallen Chimera. In the darkest hour, Chimera can find inspiration. This memento of those who came before you. If you have been defeated, use this item to get back into the fray. Okay, I guess that's like a life system? God of War series versus the Darksiders series. Which one was more gimmicky? Well, wasn't Darksiders just the God of War clone? I never played any of those games, keep in mind. Saw someone do a vid on this and they said it has a lot of replayability. This game, replayability, really.
There may be no one here, but I'm not letting my guard down.
Will you play the O? The O? What is the O? Wolong dem. Oh, the Wolong. I don't know. How long is it? Maybe give it a shot. I mean, it just is more Neo, only now in China.
These broke. They were just people once before they became corrupted.
Call this the judge's mercy, then.
Counter type slow. Loot is able to defend Briar from most enemy attacks. When you see the target, press B to react to the incoming. Wait, so we have some of the Batman style Arkham combat in it? What? This most basic counter the loot can perform is a slow counter. This action briefly freezes time around the enemy, allowing Briar to move away and avoid the attack. Over the course of her journey, loot will be able to slow down stronger enemies as well. Counter execution time is crucial. Or is it just witch time? Never mind, it's probably just witch time. Your reflexes influence the outcome of the loot's defensive actions. If your reaction is too slow, you will miss the counter opportunity and Briar will be exposed to the attack. If your reaction is quick enough, you will achieve perfect counter. Careful not to press B when no enemy is attacking you, or loot will be distracted when you need her the most. Okay. We were speculating real bad right now. I don't know, I feel like I'm on the money. Respect the game for wearing its inspiration on its sleeves. I mean, yeah, I mean, as long as they're not like, yeah, no, we totally weren't. But, I mean, when you're pulling from this much stuff, you can't get away with it. You're just like, yeah, I mean, we're fans. Like, you might as well just, like, ride with it. But it's not bad. Needs an Onimusha sucks. So I really would like to see Capcom like bring back Onimusha and is like a really gory, almost like Dead Space inspired like samurai monster game. That'd be great. Wish they would, but they probably won't. Reminds me of this Cuphead inspired game with how shameless it is. I think I heard about that, right? But it's hard to like do Cuphead if you're not willing to do the actual art style too. Otherwise, Cuphead is just like a shmup combined with a platformer. You alright, buddy? Almost attacked you. Did you say shmup? Like the bullet hell games, right? They're known as shmup? I'm going to lurk. I'm going to... doing some cleaning for now. Yes, cleaning at almost 4 a.m. Hey, whatever keeps you up, as long as you're productive. I believe they're called shmups, right? That's what I've always heard them called. Ashen Enforcer. Press excellent a heavy blow with your Ashen Enforcer.
One down.
Rotate camera. Battles in open space can be quite crowded when the symbol light. Okay, we can change camera. Camera lock. When you decide to focus and lock a camera specific enemy, pressing right stick. Okay. So there's a bit of Batman Arkham style combat in it as well. Counter type barrier. Most melee attacks can be countered by a barrier. A barrier counter blocks one close range attack from low class enemy right before Briar is hit. Over the course of your journey, she'll be able to block attacks from strong enemies. You see it.
I'm just warming up. There's more.
I'm ready, sister.
Sword can turn to different weapons. Right now it can be a hammer or a sword, yeah. You know, I was debating whether to play this or like a low-res PS1 inspired horror game tonight. I decided this because I've been playing a lot of older looking games recently. So instead I decided to play an older feeling game. Wait, is Blue Ghost Girl fighting too? She like does defensive stuff, it seems. Though it seems like she shoots occasionally as well, but I have no control over that. What is this? It's a game, it's every game combined into one.
Moth to a flame.
Is there an action game you like? This game tries to be that for you.
Even though it comes from us.
Great choice, I like you, but Ninja Guy and Girl not so much. Well, we finished up Ninja Guy and Girl game. Good name for it, by the way. But the game I was playing would have been a horror game, though. I was thinking of playing today, but I decided on this. It's like a zombie. It's like an old. It's like inspired by Italian zombie movies or something. But look, it's made by that same developer made that Blood Wash game I played a few months back. What was the horror game called? I actually forget the name of it. I think it's like, it's like Night of the something or other. I don't know. It's like made by the same guy who made the Blood Wash game. So look for that developer, I guess. This game is long. Really? This game's long as hell? Uh-oh. Usually an action game like this is limited in length. What part of the game do we become James Bond? Does that ever happen in games you play often? Because usually you start out as a James Bond. You don't become a James
I
Bond.
think that it all happened in a matter of mere hours.
Oh no, a portal storm from Half-Life. Hey, Doc, thank you for the 37 months. How are we doing? We're doing
What
good.
was that?
We're watching Sister of the Love.
Air itself. It's growing.
The Observer. The sooner we get to him, the better.
So how many of you remember all that detail and information we learned at the beginning of the game when they were like, you know, lore dumping on us? Other than the word chaos. Night at the Gates of Hell, that's probably it. Sounds about right. Seemed like it might be pretty good. We get a map in this game? Skills are still currently locked. It's growing? No, the chaos. Chaos is growing, not you. Wait a minute, that's a good sword sound. I don't know what it's slicing through to make it, but you know what? You gotta have it there or it doesn't feel right, does it? Counter type. Wow, how many different defensive moves do I have with your Ghost Girl? Most range attacks can be countered with a deflection counter. It's all the same button, though, is what I'm doing. Press button when an enemy has an icon over them. I gotcha. Projectiles thrown by a low-class enemy before Briar is hit.
One down.
Come on.
I won't allow it.
so at some point these two, I'm gonna be like separated from my ghost friend, right? You know that's coming.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, that's, oh, I can see brains and everything. Music makes you think Snake is gonna show up with an assault rifle. This isn't really like Metal Gear Solid music to me. Nope.
That sound. I can't stand it.
It must be him.
Trying to catch up with chat. You guys are busy tonight. What sound? I guess it's something only ghosts can hear. Emerald dust. Green chaotic residue from the tear pulverized dust. Upon use, it restores a small part of Ashen Knight's health. You obtain it occasionally by defeating enemies. Evil sounds all like the mosquito noise, chat, that only teenagers can hear. It's on that frequency. I don't know if that's true, by the way. I've actually looked into the sound. There's like tests you can find, and I can still hear it. I'm no teenager. Maybe it just got better than average hearing. Voice of the Dead, you know, mosquito sound, same thing.
While all life must perish, that which is immortal is bound to be reborn. But the Shaper had no hand in your creation. Did he, sweet sisters?
You're our
Did no anonymous.
observer?
I was actually about to make a observation that I bet that guy posted that on 4chan. That's what he starts his 4chan post with. You are our observer.
I am Leighton. I am here to assist you.
And probably betray you later.
How exactly? An observer's talents won't be of much help in this fight.
Oh, I fight for the Order of the Ashen Blade in my own way. My presence here is proof enough of my worth. You, on the other hand, are said to be unstable, unruly, and unwilling to follow orders.
I mean, yeah, she's a woman.
Our fame precedes us.
Why do you taunt us?
Your shade is speaking. And to me, how quaint.
Somehow, your authority as an observer is not enough to silence her. What happened here?
Lollies should only speak when spoken to, okay? They make us uncomfortable otherwise.
A tear opened, clearly. Its cause is unknown. But it's the largest yet seen, and
Gotta have that eye patch for maximum. Watch her take it off and have like powers, eye powers or something.
I doubt the Order will be able to hide this one from the masses.
So was everyone like, you know, told to speak through their teeth in this game? Like, I doubt the Order will be able to hide this one from the masses.
And once it was open,
Cause I get that's a feeling I'm getting. Like, do not open your mouth when you talk.
many were corrupted, others were possessed. They saw to the rest.
The Order did not foresee it this time.
That is why you were called. You and your 2 comrades.
Oh god, this game needs less writing, alright?
At least the
This is
Ashen
too
Blade is sparing
shit.
no effort now.
Just, yo, let me soak in the atmosphere. If you can't write word the damn, you can make up for a lot with it with that.
So caustic. Where are the others?
Strangely, those 2 did not wish to wait for you. You should hurry. Find them and help them.
Alright, Professor
If you
Layton.
can.
Go solve your puzzles. Was that like a woman joke? If you can.
Don't scowl at me.
Disregard the fact that I made a woman joke like 3 minutes ago.
If you do well.
Then let us pray you remain safe.
Indeed. May the torchbearer light your way.
A lot of chemistry between these two.
And may the Shaper grant you fortune in this life. If that's what you can call it. The freight elevators will take you where you need to go.
You ever notice in like fantasy games, they don't want to just say God anymore? It's always like something else, like the Shaper or the Maker. Sovereign, I don't know, whatever word they can come up with other than say like, yeah, whatever. That's what they mean.
Perhaps you will prove us
Oh
all
god.
wrong. I will be watching.
Well, he really is the shopkeeper. What are you buying? I'll buy it at a high price. Only very much, a lot slower in speed of talking. Right, okay, in this screen you can buy useful items. Hold X to acquire Emerald Tier. Press right bumper to access the skill page. You can now enhance Briar's abilities. Here you can acquire new combos and skills for each unlocked weapon. Hold X to acquire Ferocious Assault. YY pause YYY. Close in an enemy with a forward thrust. Commands move forward twice and Y. Okay. I don't have enough crimson for it. Did Guardians get overvoted? Guardians? Oh, you mean the next video? I actually haven't counted them yet. But I've already played that game, so I don't need to like play it right now. Actually, I've already played both of those games, so I can immediately go to work on the script. What about loot? We can't unlock loot's hidden abilities yet? Okay. Let's talk some more. Oh god, no. He's got more conversation.
You make fun of us. But what do you even know about our kind?
That the Order forges the chimeras, much like your big sword. Let us hope you're not brittle or blunt.
We're not weapons. We're people.
I find that argument quite hard to sustain in your current predicament. Anyway,
Are we
each
beating
chimera
around
is
the
born
bush,
of a
are we?
union of 2 different souls, and each one develops their own abilities in a most peculiar way. I am truly eager to find out what the 2 of you can do.
Okay. Witty remarks, okay.
This is your first time with us as our observer.
Guy speaks at the same pace as any Pulp Fiction character. It feels like his English might not be his first language.
Indeed, I must have committed.
Or maybe
some
just given bad voice
sin to
direction.
deserve it. Oh, don't be so touchy. You'd better get used to my witty remarks anyway. Just as I'll have to accept that I'm stuck here with you.
To everyone their penance.
So we have the grumpy, the witty, and the wise. A well-assorted team indeed. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
If you say so.
I was expecting witty remarks.
We've dealt with other tears before, but none as massive as this.
Definitely not the doing of a few rampaging wraiths.
They're always ripping and gnawing at the veil from the other side. Relentlessly.
Indeed. But something else must have happened here. We must find out what it was.
Okay, one more.
Layton, tell us the truth. How can you survive the dangers of this city?
Oh, I rely on my cunning first and foremost. But I also have this pendant. It emits a sound that hides my aura from those that would prey upon it.
Why don't I have one of those?
I can hear it, and I can't stand it.
How's the Soulstice doing? It's like, it's kind of agree. I'm mostly positive on it, just like the Steam review so far.
I can hear your jingling as well.
It's got some issues though.
In spite of my corrupted blood.
I am so glad to hear it. It means that I have nothing to fear from the two of you. For the time being, at least.
Okay, we're done talking. Farewell, sir.
May the torchbearer light your way.
God, I love video game religions. They're always so fucking boring. Wait a sec, this is the same woman that voices quiet. I'm like, really? Well, voices quiet as a, I mean, she didn't really say a whole lot in that game. Kind of the point. So we didn't really get too much, didn't get too familiar with what she sounded like. I mean, hey, girls gotta work. Feeling it just, it's like evil, bad shit, and we are like, the church is like warrior or something, but we are also cursed ourselves. I think that's what I've gotten from it so far. Would you ever do voice acting for this kind of game? Sure. I mean, I'd probably be shit at it. And you'd probably cringe really hard if you ever heard my voice in a video game. But if, just for the sake of, the fun of it, why not? If there's any game developers out there who want all this voice in your game, hit me up. This really is God of War because the plot skips over all the important details and expects you to just ignore it. Well, the thing is, God of War had going in its favor is like it had, mythology to work off of. Where this game is completely fiction that is 100% their own. You don't have any like people like, oh man, I can't wait to see like Zeus and like all these other gods. Just do your my creepy southern guy voice. You mean my southern guy voice? Or do you mean like the one where like you gotta go like, oh you little bastard? Hey Phil, have a good night, man. Got a photography and a Chinese test tomorrow. Have a nice you too, man. Good luck on your test. Southern pastor voice, yeah, it's hard for me to like do that bit. I need to work up to it. Open your inventory and equip to use an item. I've only got the one thing to use. Switch weapons during combat by pressing YYX. Okay, well, this is a combo. some reason I want Church Guy to be voiced by Dutch. Well, I mean, he could voice a lot of characters, honestly. I'm surprised that, like, you know, the actors that do Grand Theft, I mean, like, do a lot of Rockstar games, like, major characters, don't get more work, because they always do, like, amazing jobs. There isn't too many examples of, like, bad acting in Rockstar's games, usually. Combat is now not even remotely as flashy as it. Well, that's, like, probably later in the game when we're all, you know, powered up. Why do you think they want more money? Rockstar kills your career? Does it really though? I mean, there's been some, I know there's been like bad blood between some of the previous like main actor the voice actors of the main character. But that was mainly, I think, just, oh shit. Is that a death? I'm not sure what that was. Hello, what's up, Nose? How you doing? I guess we've been here. I wish Stephen Ogg got more video game roles. That dude is hilarious. What is he known for? Trevor, voice actor, be all over ads. He's been in like TV shows too. He was Trevor, and okay, I actually didn't know the guy's name. Didn't know that was gonna make me fall off again.
All these lives destroyed. I wish we could have saved them.
You know this is not how it works.
There's something over here I want to get. For the first episode he appeared in was like, bruh, not Trevor. Small piece of a husk of a possessed. In large amounts, it can increase an Ashenite's maximum health. Like 3 of them do it. Yeah, there's a straight up God of War down to him. Never mind. Hey, Eye Guy. Welcome back, man. How you been? Also, thank you for that 30... No, what is it? Your 31st gift sub. This one to Jerusalem. Also, go. Welcome back. We're probably going to be playing different games every day for the next week or so, chat, since there's, well, not every single day, but I'm also going to be playing that PS1, well, not PS1, but like PS1 looking game, horror game I mentioned, play this week as well. So maybe we'll play that tomorrow. Thanks for taking your recommendation to Steam this. Well, it had been on my radar, I just wasn't sure if I'd want to stream it or not. I'm just really just testing it out to see if I want to keep playing it though, and how chat likes it.
Exactly. They left on their precious ships and left the rest to die. That way.
What will we be playing tomorrow? Either this or the kind of like a PS1 inspired horror game.
Letting others die so they could live.
And yet they all died anyway. Cowards.
Let's do anything. What is the next major title to Sin? I'd have to look at my calendar of what I have marked up. But I think next month is when like the new releases start up. Not impressed, but well, I didn't expect this game to blow my mind. But if it's a decent action romp, I mean, I can kill time with it. So is the Whiff's ghost like the Puck from Berserk? Yeah, it's pretty much what they couldn't, honestly, they had to be legally distinct enough. That's why we got female guts and we got basically Ghost Puck. Still waiting for Casca. Love to see the medium get a sim video. I mean, it's either gonna be that one or the other one this time, so I have to wait and see. To be fair though, I think Guardians will make a better video. Just because the medium was not a very long game. Yeah, you know, the visuals of the game are nice, I'll give them that.
I wish the killing could come to an end.
Unfortunately, it's all I'm good for now.
Will Mel Koska be master? Oh, I'm guessing we're kind of like playing, even though we're kind of inspired by Guts, maybe. Wow, just notice this lady's hips. Holy shit. That is a wide stance for a lady. You think it's the armor? It's just uncomfortable if they rub together. Shaving, yeah, I mean, she is like wearing, you know, nothing like the undergarments to protect all the armor she's wearing. Can't wait for this game to pull the infamous Eclipse moment feature. I don't think it's going to get that dark. Emerald tier. I mean, they'll take visual cues from it. And maybe even like, yo, combat style, but no, they won't be going having that kind of scene. No game has that kind of balls.
Say, it's bound to begin somewhere, sometime.
Yeah, the pacing of the game is a little off for an action game like this. There's a lot of just like me running around doing nothing but like smashing boxes too. Probably crush your head watermelon style. Oh, I'm glad you're brave to share your finishes here. And she probably totally could. Because that is one impressive thigh gap. In fact, that actually looks like it might be a medical impairment. So is the character that looks like Griffic appeared yet? No, we barely touched the game so far. I'm gonna, from what I've seen of the characters in trailers, I don't think there is such a character.
One down. Who's next? Who's next?
Oh, I finally got hit. You're intrigued because a ghost sister hanging off her shoulder reminded me of an old Indian story called Vikram Betal, where a ghost named Betal clung to the king Vikramaditya. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Every time he tried to take his soul to release it from mortal realms. Every question he answered correctly had to let him go and do a thing all over again. If he got the answer wrong, his head would have been sliced open. Why does every one of these Indian myths always end like with extreme violence? But hey, maybe you'll also be into that upcoming like sci-fi game where you're in a robot and you also have like a cute girl on your shoulder. Chat, in the future of games is you will carry your waifu with you. Those are lessons, well, true. A lot of biblical stuff does get very violent toward the end, just so it serves a moral lesson. This game ever play an action game before? Yes, all of them, in fact. And it wants to be them.
We can go this way to the bridge.
If it works.
Yeah, chat, get you a ghost waifu, new hotness. Though I need to stop saying waifu, I think this is her sister. But for some of you, that's even better. Freaks. Considering that there is a game, well, an upcoming game, I remember seeing a button like press X to hold hands. Hey, can you guess where the final area is, chat? Apparently, I should have been faster, because I only got an Iron Mule award for that. Well, Platinums for everything else. Sorry, I was taking the time to look at your graphics, video game. Hey, Iga, thank you for the gift sub to the goat. Is it the big temple with a beam of light coming out of it? Yeah, I think so. I already got one of that. I guess we'll just save our money for like skills and stuff. Yeah, that seems more important right now. So yeah, we can get that. Who's in the enemy and with a forward? Yeah, we need our stinger move, right? For a game like this, we gotta have a stinger. Your girl can't carry a 500-pound sword. What's the point? I know women these days just disappoint. Women, how come you guys aren't carrying like giant battle swords around? You're getting left behind by the entertainment.
I feel something. Something's coming.
So thank you, I got for the gift sub.
What is that? Oh no, I won't. Not again.
Sister, stay with me.
No, give in. You're cooler this way.
Damn.
Women these days can't wear full suits of armor. Yeah. Sorry, but if you don't have like you have a full plate mail set in your Tinder bio, I'm not swiping.
Yes, despite my weakness.
We gotta raise our standards, guys.
That power was immense.
She get her devil trigger? I think she's cursed in some way. We've seen her, have a monster base a couple times.
Then whose fault is it? You saw. I almost.
Stupid new Twitch policy changes. I heard that gambling is now banned.
If I gave
That's the only one I heard about revenue. What do you mean?
I won't allow it.
There's like changes to how they pay out. I would have heard about that since I'm a Twitch partner.
You resisted. No other chimera could have done that.
No other chimera with a damn corrupted as a knight, you mean?
Sister, that was an insanely powerful aura. And there's something else. I could sense there were two chimeras at the source.
Not all gambling is banned, just ones that aren't legal in the US. Well, that's most of the gambling. It's usually watched on Twitch, though.
I felt their strain, their suffering. They pushed themselves to their limits.
They're doubling down on ads and splitting the revenue to 50-50 instead of 70-30, which is what it's been. I mean, ads aren't a big deal. Most of you are probably using ad blocker anyways. But generally ads only help like bigger channels. Like, I've never cared about the ad revenue on Twitch. It's always so meager. You have to have a lot of viewers for ads to matter.
It was like a scream
But
in my
they
head.
did change one thing recently. Like, if I wanted to stream on YouTube, I could now as well. That used to be like limited only streaming on Twitch, but they did make a that was a positive change. So I could do research streams on YouTube if I chose to see how that would go.
Both of them. Are you certain?
I can't sense either of them now. And the other aura, it's gone too.
Not
Cool
the
evil
good I told you.
chimeras. Chimeras, I'm guessing, is what we are.
Might be the only
That's
ones
straightly.
left to
That's actually 100% taken from Claymore.
We may have to deal with that sooner or later.
In my opinion, the chat on YouTube is ass. I definitely prefer Twitch chat to it. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way Twitch chat works. Mod on a couple of YouTube streamers' channels. Modding on YouTube is shit. I mean, what, do they not give you any tools for it? So how do you like do anything? You like, in Twitch, you have a few different options. You can like type in the code, or you can like click on buttons to do shit. There's even like extensions you can get to make it a bit easier. If you're on browser, that is. Like I've never once streamed on YouTube, so I have no experience with it. Pete's done it, did it for a while, but I never did. You have to right click someone's name, then choose timeout. Well, that's the same it is on Twitch, actually. Oh, you can't determine how... Oh, okay. You can't determine how long someone's get timed out on Twitch.
And now, it's nothing but
Hmm. Singer the man. God, why? Hit. Oh, I can't lock on to that guy, that's why. Hello, Dartigan. I saw your Saints Row video yesterday and I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you send Saints Row 1 and 2 in the future. I believe those are the ones that... Well, I've played Saints Row 1 back when it came out, and I don't remember that game being particularly goofy. It was just straight up like a GTA clone. Never played Saints Row 2, so I guess those probably would be sendable. It's mainly 3 and 4 that'd be really difficult to work with since they're all straight up wackiness. So I'd probably like avoid sending, but maybe, who knows, if people like it enough, I might give it a shot. It seems like the video's doing pretty well, so it might be worth it, do that at some point. Sing with me, sing for the years, what? Not sure what that lyrics are for. But also, thank you for liking the video, by the way. I'm expecting like a boss fight up here. Big gate, big wide open area, nothing else. Camera's like looking upward for some reason. That scene's beginning.
ethereal residue from the tear. It bears the taint of the corruption.
Oh, Aerosmith, sing with me, sing for the... Okay, no, I've never been a big Aerosmith guy. Evocation field. Loot can interact with ethereal objects that do not belong in the physical world, such as the cobalt veins. Cobalt? That's definitely a thing we have in our world, my man. We have child workers mining it in Africa right now. If you press left trigger, loot will activate the evocation field, causing any ethereal object in her vicinity to manifest. Keeping the evocation field active wears loot out and causes her entropy to increase. Her what? Her loot's entropy decreases if you hit an ethereal object while it is within the evocation. God, I feel like I'm learning some weird cult shit. Overcharge. If for any reason loot's entropy reaches its maximum level, she enters a state of overcharge. When this happens, loot vanishes and she is no longer able to use her powers. However, she will be back on Briar's side in a few seconds.
We can shatter them if we work together. Let me focus my energy.
Cobalt tear. Blue chaotic residue from the tear. Chip of dust shards. A crystal enhances the capabilities of a shade. Okay, it's her level up points. Okay. You like Aerosmith? I didn't say they were bad. I just saying I didn't really listen to them very much. Outside of like whenever they were included in movie soundtracks, which used to happen a lot. Really can't go through there? No, we've been joking about, but I will upset if we don't get any sexy male Casca guy. Give it a chance, maybe we'll get something like that. I mean, if they're gonna have Casca in it, it should be a guy if Guts is a lady in this game. Unity represents the connection between Briar and Luke. The higher their harmony, the greater their efficiency as they fight together. Indicator at the top right corner of the screen shows the level of Briar and Luke's unity, so check it often during battle. Healing level. As you fight, you can gain or lose unity. Defense and defense are both involved in the process. Successfully combining Briar and Luke's abilities increase unity, while being hit or knocked back causes it to decrease. Synergy attacks. Raise unity to the highest level to strengthen Briar and Luke's bond. When this condition is met, the sisters can unleash a devastating synergy attack. Try to execute the alternative combo of your Ashen Vindicator, the Ferocious Assault, to end it with a synergy attack. You unlock additional synergy attacks from... Wow, this is getting a little... My head is like blanking out. Alright. That guy's really far away, come on. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I'm not reading chat right now. I was, in the moment. But will I be buying the PlayStation VR and play some games? I would like to, yeah. Whether I'm able to or not, that's another deal. Depends on how many Sony makes and how available they are. Everybody dead? Time to spam chat? No, never do that. Yeah, the PlayStation VR is looking pretty solid. I like the idea they added eye tracking. That's a feature that a lot of VR guys have wanted in their headsets for a while, so it's looking pretty solid. And they showed us some pretty good looking games for it so far too. Music isn't bad, but it's off. It felt alright to me. I didn't have an issue with any of that, any of the track of just playing. Stream froze on my end. I was asking for opinions on this game. So far I'm alright with it. It's a bit of every action game you've probably ever played. So I think it's lacking a little bit in its own identity to really make it. I feel like identity of a game is really important. So when you're really just like, the only thing I'm noticing of it is parts of other games that's been added to it. It kind of is missing that element, but otherwise it's fine. I mean, it's also the world. I mean, I like the atmosphere, but the writing for the world is kind of shit and very amateurish. But hey, they got nice atmosphere going. If they would just actually focus on the atmosphere instead of like all their words, it'd be a lot better.
One should always be wary of what they wish for.
Looks pretty. Yeah, looks like a Yeah, I mean, when you have fixed camera angles, it allows you to make stuff look extra pretty because you know exactly what the camera's gonna be looking to.
All this death, guards, peasants, it didn't matter who they were.
Yeah, sucks to suck.
It mattered. The guards sealed the gates.
Trapping the people inside.
They tried to contain
Thanks
the
for your opinion. No
corrupted
problem. That's what I'm
and
here for.
failed.
Why, were you thinking of getting this game? Apparently it's actually a decent link for an action game from what someone said earlier in chat. But yeah, I was describing it earlier as like it feels like a game that would have been made maybe on the PS2, but was made with like modern day graphics instead. Oh, hold on. Any more of that glowy crystal shit? Just a small gripe for me, the camera's a bit zoomed out. When you're doing platforming, that's actually a good thing. Like God of War would always zoom out the camera for platforming sections too.
The suffering, death, that still lingers here. Will I ever be able to silence them in my mind?
Oh, then what? Hmm. Okay. I'm still waiting for a boss fight. You need a boss fight to determine how good an action game like this is actually going to be. I need to know what they did for the spectacle. What game's coming out this year or next year? Well, there's only a little bit of this year left, actually, but God of War is the one I'm looking forward toward the most. Well, God of War and Callisto Protocol are the two most wanted games now remaining in this year. Next year is packed, it seems, so unless stuff gets delayed, I'll be very busy.
Do you ever wonder what we might have been?
There's no use in looking behind us, Lude.
Ends with one? I'm assuming so. Probably right when we get to the gate of the big, ring city over there. Wait, hold on a second. This looks like Gondor now that I look at it up close. It's like the ring city with those big aqueducts going to the side of it next to a mountain. Gondor calls for aid. So we can chalk up another influence. -2. I was just Gondor's name of the kingdom, I'm aware, but it's easier to remember Gondor than -2. Or Minas. I always say minus. It's Minas, isn't it?
That day in the forest, playing beneath the big oak. That was really the last time I felt happy.
Calm down with the depression, all right? Look, I got you some crystals. Ain't that what you want? Feel happy over that. It's currency. Probably took heavy inspiration from that, and well, there's a lot of inspiration going here. God of War, Bayonetta, Claymore, Berserk, you name it. By the way, chat, for any of you anime weebs out there, is that a Bastard anime on Netflix any good? I've heard of the Bastard manga before, but I've never read it. Part of me that wants to get God of War Rag for my PS4, but all the explosion memes got me explosion memes. A lot of sex. Well, it was like, I think it was like written around the same time as like Berserk, so I'm not surprised there's a lot of like banging going on. I mean, but the rest of it beside that any good? People seem to enjoy it. Maybe I'll give it a look after I finish JoJo. A lot of heavy metal references. Yeah, I believe it's like it was like made in the 80s or something, right? And wait, isn't it still going on? The Bastard manga, I think, or did it finish? I think like Bastard actually was like existed before Berserk did, which is like impressive when you remember that Berserk was like from the mid 80s. Still going on? Wow. Some of those things from the 80s just can't end, can they? Oh. Hello, I'm big enemy. Counter-type disruption. Certain attacks can be prevented from being executed at all. Disruption counter interrupts a low-class enemy before it can act. Over the course of a journey, loot will be able to disrupt stronger enemies. Probably get out of the way of those.
We have a score to settle. There's more.
I'm ready, mister.
Yeah, I even like dodged behind him there.
Is that all you got? I'm not done yet.
Search results says latest chapter is 2010, so it's on hiatus or it's finished then. Is the author still alive of what, Bastard? I guess so. Because I know nothing about it, I've never read it before. Thoughts on Assassin's Creed finally going to Japan? I think it's way too late for me to ever care. I just despise Assassin's Creed as a franchise now. Even if they're gonna like take the RPG elements out of it, they'll still find a way to make me hate it. I don't trust that developer at all. I'm sure like the world will be, you know, big and they'll do a good job representing what Japan looked like at a certain period of time, but there's much better now Japanese period games you're getting. Like you got Ghost of Tsushima, probably Ghost of Tsushima 2, you got that Ronin game coming up. You got the, you know, Yakuza, Like a Dragon Nation. You got other options, what I'm saying. Also, ED Brambate, thank you for your 14 months, man. Hit me hard and let me call you daddy. I mean, that's your kink. I mean, I can do that for you, I suppose. I don't mind being a touch aggressive.
If only we managed to reunite with the other Chimera.
But also I'm gonna make you cook for me after.
We must rely on our
We're gonna
own
do this
strength.
role play. We're going all the way. Hugs. We are all felt the burn from Ubisoft. Not really. Most people still like them and like their Assassin's Creed games. That's why they sell so well. Ooh, yeah, I took some damage there, didn't I? Look up. Yeah. Okay, well. Nightmares about Assassin? No, I've never had. I might sleep soundly. I just don't think of it. And I just like, yep, that game sucked. Ubisoft just ditched the Assassin's Creed series and just made self-contained video games set in different time periods. Would be so much better? I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, they just need to stop making open world games on an assembly line where they just basically have like a concept and then like, okay, the next decade, all of our games are going to be like this. They've done it with every open world game they got. Far Cry, every one of them just like goes out the Far Cry 3 template. Assassin's Creed works off a template. Watch Dogs was sort of working off a template, but then no one ever bought enough of it for them to care about, so they're like, yeah, we're done with that now.
The tear. It is as if it were a living being.
I can feel it breathing.
Get a profile shot. It's gonna have to, like, she put all this armor on and forgot her thighs are exposed on one leg. So well, maybe she lost that piece. We can probably level up now, right? I think we can. No, we still can't level up loot either. Alright, we'll get some hammer shit then. Let's see. Take on a tough opponent or small groups with a sequence of powerful swings. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, I can't. Oh, I need more than that. Okay. I've already got that one. Alright, never mind. Hit all enemies within range of the powerful cleave. Knock enemies within range into the air. How come my sword only has 2 moves compared to the hammer, which has, like, so many more? Efficiency. Action Enforcer deals even more damage. Shields and barrier. Maybe I should hold off spinning any of this. Watch Dogs 1 actually had the most potential. It did, but they just took it in a weird worse direction. Release, but yeah, everyone was really hyped for that game, I recall, because it was like the first, like, basically the open world cyberpunk game, in a way.
Like an echo.
And that is focusing on, like, you know, the possible evils of social media, but then they just dropped all that.
I can't tell.
And
The police chasers may just let us see what
then it
happens.
just went to shit. My major gripe with Ubisoft is Sam Fisher and everything except another Splinter Cell. I've heard that before. Well, he's only in Tom Clancy games. He hasn't showed up in, like, their other series yet. Could you imagine, though? Showing up in, like, the Far Cry and everything else. I guess they're, like, since it is the Tom Clancy verse, they're, like, limited to where they can put Sam Fisher, though. How much is this game on Steam? I think this game is, like, 40 bucks. So it's not a full-price game. Well, the area to find all the traces of Echo. Echo traces. While evocation field is active, press B repeatedly to unveil.
Never seen the knights acting like this before.
Me neither. Whatever's in there must be really valuable.
You try to steal it then. I'm staying here. Whatever it is, it feels like the judge's breath on my neck.
Shut up, they'll hear you.
Soldiers, the next one of you who speaks will be flogged.
Splinter Cell's good. Yeah, I don't even remember the plot of Splinter Cell 1, to be honest with you.
The one after that will be hung.
In fact, that's the thing with a lot of Splinter Cell games, I barely recall what happened in any of them. Even the ones I liked, like the first 3.
The one after that, courted. Have I made myself clear?
Like, the only thing I remember about Chaos Theory is that, like, at the end, you like, have, like, some kind of Japanese, like, right-wing guy was, like, wanting to, like, you Americans will leave Japan or something. He's trying to incite a war. It's, like, very
Soldiers of
weird.
the Order. They were afraid.
Yes, but not of the knights, regardless of their threats.
Something with North, yeah, there was, like, a, sort of like a mini war between North and South Korea, because I remember there being a level in Seoul, but I forget everything else about it. Have you watched Cyberpunk Edge? Yes, it was very good, by the way. I'm now pretty sure that anytime there's a Cyberpunk-related story, anytime, it's always going to be sad. You cannot have a happy ending in a Cyberpunk story. But yeah, Studio Trigger, good shot, good choice for that. Splinter Cell 1, some Russian guy commits war crimes, attacks the US via technology. That is still a very... that does not jog in any memories. I wonder if they'll, like, change the time period of the game when they remake it. You can in post-cyberpunk? Post-cyberpunk. What? I'm looking for something? I want some... Chad, speaking of cyberpunk, I want someone to buy the rights to Snow Crash and make a video game, because it'd make a fucking awesome video game. I don't know why no one has done it yet.
I am dispersing my efforts.
Let me let the entropy go down on you. What was that one dystopia book that you read that makes fun of dystopia? Well, I just mentioned it, Snow Crash. It's not really making fun of it, it's just like very cleverly, you know, deconstructing it in a way.
No, not now.
Here goes Dark. Well, I'm serious. It was actually, he actually intended it for to be a video game when he first wrote it. But he, you know, obviously didn't know how to make them himself, so he just turned it into a novel. Not sure what they want me to do. Oh, I gotta like... Okay, here we go.
Easy now, easy. Not my choice to come this way, is it? I like it no more than you do. Settle down.
Even the animals were restless.
They could sense the danger.
Do you
too.
like cyberpunk stories being sad since it's fitting to the... Well, it is like to be a... they are... Cyberpunk is generally dystopian.
But this
So you're
guy's
usually dealing with
rule,
like some very...
it left a
Like the
deep
idea is
scar
like
on
the
me.
story is like of a small character is being crushed by overwhelming like corporate, you know, usually power in a way. So very little of like cyberpunk stories, the good ones usually end very happily, but there are cases. Like technically Snow Crash ends with a pretty, you know, decent ending. But usually even when you get a decent ending or like a happy ending, it's like with, you know, parameters.
Halt! In the name of the Triarchy and the shining city of Ilden. The Ashen Blade. Huh. What is your business here?
We carry a gift. From the Grand Master of the Order to the High Clergy of Ilden.
Is that all?
We are expected at the Cathedral of Guiding Light.
We had no advance notice of your arrival. You can't just show up and...
Our papers speak for themselves. Here, now let us in, if you care for your useless job and your worthless life.
Just let them in. It's not worth dying for. Fine. Good, sir. Of course. You may pass. May the torchbearer light your way.
Well, this is the City of Light, is it not?
So like the ending you got in 2077 where you go off with the nomads for the chance to cure your brain from melting. What, it continues that? The book does? Just join, what's this game about? You're basically female guts from Berserk with your sister ghost on your back, and you're working for the church to clear out some like, evil shit from the void. This is what we know so far. What are your thoughts on the GTA 6 leaks? I mean, there's not really much to give you my thoughts on, other than it's like a very early game. I mean, other than it's like got the male, female character this time, but that's what we already knew. There's really not much you can take from it. It's like, yeah, this looks like a GTA game that's in early development. Only thing is I would say is like, yeah, it seems like it's still years away, so I wouldn't get too excited for it right now. Any chance you might eventually watch the Witcher anime? Possibly. That's on Netflix, right? If so, then maybe, yeah. Guts without the most fucked up origin story? Well, yeah, obviously, well, we don't know much about her origin story right now, other than she can somewhat monster out.
Now I understand.
And when her sister is a ghost for some reason.
The one that left this echo.
Two different comments. Oh, if you buy the Cyberpunk board game now, it comes with like 4 novels and what they like detail the endings. Okay, I'm like trying to catch up. After Edge Runner, how sad are you? Oh, you mean the end? Well, I don't want to like give anything away because some people might still be watching it. But it was a downer. I mean, it was a good ending. I felt. I mean, you could definitely tell it was not going to end happily from like the very beginning. I felt. So it felt appropriate.
Inside that armored carriage.
She's a chimera. She's like a chimera. So she's like half monster or something.
I can't see inside. The carriage is lined with something. It's dulling my perception, so this was done on purpose. By someone who
Rank named
knows
after
the
a certain
order
character of the
and
bar.
knows its
Yeah, I know. I've heard about that as well, but no one knew who it was until like the anime got announced, I believe.
You mean us? The Chimeras?
I think so. That carriage is at the heart of whatever happened here.
Then we have to find it.
And soon, whatever it's doing here might not be finished.
Okay. Looked it up. Rogue does mention David. I just never got that line. Well, obviously they were working on the anime back when they released the game, so they already knew it themselves. Unless that was something they updated to add in recently. Do you think some of the characters are going to be mentioned and maybe appear in the DLC? Well, there's only so many characters that even could. Not to give anything away, but there's really like... what, 2? Who knows, maybe. Seems like it's pretty popular. And it is canon, so I guess it's always possible, but I kind of doubt it. I'm guessing maybe they'll have like a cheeky reference to it or something. Is the Cyberpunk anime any good? Yes, very good actually.
Some respite at last.
Motherlode. Motherlodes are huge formations that can reward you with an incredible amount of residue. Have loot activate the proper field and destroy them as fast as possible to earn the biggest reward. What streaming platform is on? Netflix. And more damn motherloads. And Netflix is getting really into anime, aren't they? They've always been anime, but it feels like now they're like I don't know, way more than any of the other streaming platforms are. Chad, how much longer do you think it'll be before cable television will be like one of those things like children grow up without? Like they'll never actually know what it was like to actually try watching TV on cable. I mean, probably already for some, actually probably several of them are like millennial like the children millennials probably already like that. But I'm guessing by the time they like get old enough, I mean, I think we're like only like another 10 years away from that before kids are like, what's cable? Like I've ever known like streaming. Your niece gets angry when she's watching TV and commercials come on and she can't fast forward through. Yeah, that's like an experience you don't get with like, well, there's still, well, some streaming networks still have like a free version they come with commercials, but yeah, that's an interesting thing how fast things are changing these days. It's already happening. My little cousin never heard of cable until recently. How old is he? Like I said, I'm usually like waiting till like they're like pretty much in the adult. They're like 18 to 20. Like when they're like their opinions fucking matter. That age. I thought your deadpan tone was just a bit for the sins. First time catching one of your streams. Yeah, this is just how I sound. No, this wasn't an act. I just have a very, very robust, truthful monotone. I have permanent resting bastard voice. But hey, I'm not an asshole. I'm actually very friendly. And I'm very agreeable even. Aren't I, Chad? Aren't I? Fucking say it. But also, welcome to the stream, AZ. How you doing, man? Thanks for checking me out. Oh yeah, hit my fucking soundtrack. These days, the shows are advertisements themselves. Everything is either a franchise or a video. Well, there's a lot more money in entertainment these days, so everyone wants to have like a very long running, very long go of it. I put agreeable as debatable. Hey, what do you mean I'm not agreeable? I mean, I'm definitely headstrong and give you my opinions, but I'm always like willing to respect other people's opinions, is what I mean. Like, if your opinion differs from mine, I'm like, hey, good for you. You're thinking for yourself. You miss cable and probably... I actually don't miss cable. I mean I don't know. I don't miss having to, like, wait to, like, watch something whenever it's on, or, like, maybe get lucky and find it on one day. Let's see. He's totally agreeable. Please help me. Dartigan locked me in the, gulag for liking. Hey, you get what you are fucking earned. Also, your vids were the only reason I could play through Resident Evil 2 Remake, since I'm usually a pussy when it comes to horror. I have my neighbor is just like that. He couldn't play through Resident Evil 2. Despite wanting to, and he liked the game, but he just couldn't get over Mr. X stomping after him. And I don't think Kate will ever even try Resident Evil 2 because of that. I mean, she played 7, well, she technically had her roommate play 7, but she played through 8. The Gen Zer, I didn't even know that what cable was until I was like 14. I guess you're just one of those households that really cut the cable early then. So, but yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, cable cutting, when did like streaming really take off? Is it like 2010 or something? Or was it earlier? Like Netflix has been around for a while and then everyone started copying them. But my little cousin was watching some shows on YouTube Kids and an advertisement came up instead of a product. Really an entire 1-hour animated YouTube cartoon. They put cartoons in the ads. The kids couldn't skip them. That's the most... I think YouTube has like made a lot of changes when it comes to like YouTube Kids platform. Because of stuff like that, didn't they? Cable is the reason I'm more forgiving to bad movies when it's 10 a.m. at night and there's nothing on and you're just flipping through the channels when suddenly you catch a glimpse. Something, a movie, not one of your favorites, but a movie nonetheless. I guess you get a point there. There is an element of discoverability and not having anything else to watch when it comes to cable, but I don't really think that's worth keeping cable around, though. But, there's definitely stuff I never would have watched if had, didn't really have any choice because it was fucking cable. You get to decide what you wanted to watch. And some of it turned out to be pretty good. The liquors were the worst for me, as much as I'm sure it's somebody's wet dream to watch Leon or Claire get their asses whipped by liquor and ain't down for it. I mean, everyone's got a kink, but, yeah, they were pretty good. I mean, I could never actually sneak by them, even if I walked slowly. I felt like I was almost broken.
A crystal cluster. This shouldn't be here, so far from the tent.
Nowadays, ISPs are begging you to get cable TVs. Yeah. Like, if you're like trying to get internet, they always are like, hey, would you like to buy our cable package? Like, no, I don't need it. But it's only like so much a month, and when you get like this many channels, and I'm good. Banishment field. Corruption spreads from Ilden, causing the formation of a crystalline infestation, which cannot be destroyed by normal means. You press right trigger, loot will activate the banishment field, causing any crystalline objects in our vicinity to become vulnerable to Briar's attacks. Okay, so we just get 2 different energy fields, huh? Red and blue. Entropy is the same as the other one. Crystal overcharge. Okay, gotcha. Had your own sin tally running in your head during your playthrough. Liquors blocking hallways. Well,
We just need to combine.
I don't know. I like the combat in the game actually, so I didn't sin any of that.
We can do this.
But then again, anyone who's like, so you're new here, so you don't know that horror games do not work on me. I'm like a freaking machine. Like I'm just used to horror games tricks, so I played so many of them. Like, so they never really get, and they might get me with like a very well-timed jump scare, but even that's not even that much. Kids these days will never know the struggle of recording VHS tapes you rent from Blockbuster. Well, I barely even know that, just because I was too poor to really rent very much. But, I would always say people should get used to for stuff to change really fast. I mean, feels like every year now there's like new shit you gotta take into account. Gonna be full Dart cried on stream during It Takes Two, a horror game. Oh yes. Very scary.
Same evil that did this.
You think too much, Luke.
Love the concept of horror. I'm just a massive pansy. I remember quitting out of Resident Evil 7 the moment the door slammed behind me. Oh man, so it's like you're wasting a lot of money then. You're like quitting out all these horror games. Like, oh well, there's another $60 gone, I guess. Hopefully you can eventually play them. cutscene. Has there been any games that actually moved you or got emotional? Yes. I've mentioned before, weirdly, the ending of FF10 really got to me. And is actually still kind of powerful today. It's actually, despite the game being a little corny here and there, the ending was really deserved. What the hell are we fighting, by the way? But I really also, like, love the cast of FF9. Right, Wraiths. Wraiths are foes that took shape from chaos itself. As with ethereal objects, the only way to face them is to keep them within loots. I was gonna say, I wonder if I had to fight enemies with those special fields. Ending of FF10 got you? Weak. I mean, I don't know, I just felt like it was well deserved.
They show up at last.
Oh, fuck me. Or not.
Hundreds must have come through the tear.
And I doubt that they were all grievers like these ones. Other, more powerful races must be roaming the city as well.
Shut up, Jack. I think the time for your nonsense and your downplaying of your son's abilities.
This is going intense.
Someone's having some cheeky fun over in chat. Also, chat, this game is also borrowing from DMC with these blue and red enemies that can only be attacked in a certain way. That can make her do like she's at a rave.
Oh no, it's happening.
Oh, she lost perception. No, I killed the lolly. Oh, she's back. FF got really good towards the end, though. Kind of wish they'd spread that more. I actually agree. That was one of the Final Fantasy games, instead of getting, like, weaker toward the end, it actually got better and more intense. So yeah, actually, I can agree with that statement. Curious, how hard was it for you to find a PS5? Well, it took me, like, half a year from, like, launch to when I got a PS5. So I didn't get one immediately, and the way I got mine is I really just got lucky. I was waiting in like the PS5 queue that Sony had going for it for their, buy direct, and I just got into it one day when they like, I basically followed a Twitter account that kept track of stock, and they mentioned there's going to be a Sony direct for like the sales of the PS5. And I was like, oh, I'll be waiting on it, and I got one. Simple as that.
All these lives destroyed. I wish we could have saved them.
I haven't really, I mean, to be fair though, I've barely used my PS5. It has not got a lot, I mean, it has not got a lot of mileage out of it. Still, is it still hard to get a PS5? I don't think you could walk into a store and just buy one yet. Which is what I would say is the definition of easy to get. Chaos, they say chaos again. There's energy source over here. Challenge the Void. On your journey, you will come across some special portals. Interact with them to face a secret challenge. Well, that is straight over in Devil May Cry. Takes place in a special arena. Do your best to beat it to get a reward. Once unlocked, Void challenges can be replayed from the main menu. Any tips for writing horror games? Trying to draft an idea for a horror game, and I wouldn't want to end up on my sins list. Tips for running horror. I feel horror works better when it's simpler. Like, don't try to be too detailed. Horror works better when things are more of a mystery and unknown and you never get a proper answer for it. There's a reason people love Lovecraft so much. Like, if you just write, if you write like and then the monster with all of its, like, razor sharp teeth attacks and whips its tail everywhere, it's like, okay, you're giving me too many details. I feel like it's better to, like, you'll have some stuff just be unknowable. But that's mainly because I like Eldritch horror more than anything else. So there's definitely other forms of horror, so that's really all I could maybe give you advice on. Defensive. Perform the required number of perfect counters and slay all the enemies before the time runs out. Like body horror, for instance. If you're doing body horror, then my advice doesn't work for you at all.
Loot. What is this place?
I don't know. It seems like we crossed the veil this time.
Then we must find a way to go back.
And that was not a perfect counter. Still in the beat though. What was what counted as a perfect counter again? Because I could get 3 more of them.
Loot over there.
I am ready.
Okay, I still need to kill everyone though. Oh shit.
One down.
Let's keep it up. We're not backing down.
I'd like to see someone try to do horror story during war, no monsters or I think that's been done. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, we got a healing crystal, I think. We need one more fragment. But, hey Dart, bad news. There isn't going to be a remaster or a remake of Bloodborne at all because the devs are putting everything into Elden Ring. Well, it could, one, a remaster or a remake. Well, I don't know why anyone keeps expecting a remake of that game. Like just really releasing the game on PS5 and also PC could be handled by a different studio, you realize. Like, just like Demon's Souls was. That feels like a cutscene door, so let's not go through that just yet. I think there was another way over here I could check out. Here's something, Chad. When it comes to horror that I haven't seen anyone do yet, I want to see someone make a horror set in like not. It's hard to do this. It'd be very difficult, but I think gaming is the only way you could really do it. Well, maybe not really that, but I want to see someone tackle the horror of anxiety. I'm not sure how you would do it in a gameplay setting, but one, I wouldn't want it to be set in like in a traditional horror setting, like literally have it set around like in public somehow.
I can feel it breathing.
I'm not sure how it would work. It's just an idea I've always said I wanted to see someone do it. Didn't Hellblade do that? That was, well, anxiety's part of it, but that was like paranoid schizophrenia. So a little bit of that, but also not just so it's, but also that game was like fantasy to a degree. I'd like to see it like done in a modern setting. Like horror, the concept of anxiety is subjective. Well, yeah, everything is subjective though when it comes to entertainment. There's nothing that isn't. But you know, just having something be sheerly visceral ain't bad either. Like I said, I think if Capcom ever wanted to like re-release Onimusha again, they should take inspiration from Dead Space and have it just be like a very close-up, visceral, like you're a samurai and you have to fight fucking demons by cutting them apart. I think that'd be pretty good. Thoughts on the recent Twitch controversies happening this... I've only known about... I usually do not pay attention to gossip and really care since it doesn't involve me. I've heard about something to do with gambling, and I've heard something to do with, like... What was it? Someone, I think Mizkif doing something, like sexual harassment? I don't... Yeah. Another week, another week of someone being accused of sexual harassment. That's got... At this point, sexual harassment's getting boring. Well, that's a horrible thing to say, but you know what I mean. It's I do not care about drama at all. I try to stay away from it. And I don't really find it as interesting as everyone else does. But that's all I really know about it. I don't really have anything else to say on it, I guess.
Reunite with the other chimeras.
Then we must rely on our own strength.
Why, was there more controversy I didn't hear about and I didn't cover in my current, you know, little spiel there? Want to see horror where the characters are actually affected by fear? There's a bit of amnesia where your character falls to ground due to their sanity dropping faster. Technically in Amnesia, the third Amnesia game, fear was a big part of turning you to a monster. And it seemed like, also Resident Evil Revelations 2 seemed like it was going to have a mechanic around that, but they ended up dropping it. Since you never really got, since fear is supposed to like make the virus activate, but it never worked for you for some reason. A lot of Twitch dramas happening lately, it's hard to summarize. I mean, the only one I know about is the gambling and like, I think Mizkif being accused of sexual harassment. But I don't even know who Mizkif is since I've never watched him before. Eternal Darkness did it. And also, Eternal Darkness did it, and then Kojima saw that and added it to Metal Gear Solid 2. You know that famous scene with the Colonel from Metal Gear Solid 2? He got that idea from Eternal Darkness. I'm not ignoring anyone, I'm just playing a video game. Give me some slack. What about Twitch taking money from creators? The only people that will actually matter from is like the very big creators. If you're talking about the ad revenue thing, let me point out something. I make most Twitch creators, like people on Twitch, only care about donations and subs. Only the bigger ones make any real money off ads. So the only people who would be affected by it will be the much larger streamers. Your average like streamer, like smaller or like mid-size like me, it does not matter at all to us. I might make, on a good month, I might make $50 worth of ad revenue on Twitch. But then again, most of the money I make on Twitch comes from like bits and subs and donations. And also, most of the bigger streamers don't have anything to worry about because they also take on usually like sponsorships as well. Like if you scroll down on any one of their pages, you'll see like, oh, sponsored by I Buy Power, or like, here's some gamer fuel or some shit. Trust me, they're fine. If they're actually lodging complaints about it, they're not losing much. So I hardly think that's even a controversy. I mean, yeah, you can make the argument that it's shit that, Twitch wants more money. And but that's the case with every like social media company. They always want more money. But I don't think anyone's truly hurting from it if that's the controversy. I mean, if Twitch took away all my ad revenue, I wouldn't even care. Like, oh, it's like, well, I guess that's one less sandwich I can buy every month.
Are we born of the same evil that did this?
Who do you want to be sponsored by? Well, I turn down every sponsorship offer I get. Because I don't really care. I don't need the money. Like, if I wanted to, I could have sponsors for every single YouTube video I do. And, like, double the amount of money I make. But then I'd have, like, a minute long, like, hey, let me tell you about Squaresoft or something in my video, and I don't want that. It just feels clunky, and I don't really... And, you know, you could tell I don't really use that fucking software. I just be lying on my ass like, yeah, when I'm looking to, like, to learn new things, I turn to only the website I trust, whatever it is. The one where you go and learn shit. That they always gets advertised but no one ever uses. Have you ever gotten a raid? Yeah, I get one of those like every month. I even made a joke about one of my videos like, stop fucking sending me this, I'm not covering your game. Who approaches you for sponsorship? Every single sponsorship you've usually seen on YouTube, I have gotten the same offer. Once you get over like 100,000 subscribers, you usually get bombarded with all these same offers for like, hey, we're such and such company. We really like your content, and we really think it'll be a good match for our product. So, here's my WhatsApp and also my Discord. If you get in touch with me, we'll work out a deal. We offer, some such and such with, so much revenue share with your code if you get people to sign up. Sometimes they offer a flat rate. It is what it is, but the only one I've ever accepted was one time, and that was for Discord, and I was already using it at the time. I've turned out my inbox and my Gmail account is fucking just nothing but like more offers from this shit. There's like thousands of them in there. Please send Raid Shadow Legends. What is it to send? It's a shitty mobile game. You get a I know most people wouldn't care. Most people are actually used to YouTubers having like their minute-long sponsorship. They have to you'll fast forward through. But I don't know, for me, it's hard for me to get over the idea of just like putting that in one of my videos. I'm like a very big stickler for like, I like my video just be my content that people are there to watch and be entertained by. Not have to fast forward, like look for like search the video like, okay, this is where the advertisement ends. It was really cringe seeing those sponsors for products I absolutely don't use. Yeah, I mean, I don't begrudge any creator out there how they make their money. Some of them have much higher overhead than I do. So some of them, that's the only way that most of the money they probably make comes from like sponsorships. Like I'm actually fairly lucky that my YouTube channel does very well when it comes to ad revenue. I make way more ad revenue than much bigger channels actually. Just because my videos have very long watch times. Like people will sit and watch like a full like 20 to 30 minute video from me. Like most people's videos only be like at best like 10 minutes long or something and only have like 1 to 2 ads running on it. I can put like I can cube like 4 or 5 usually for an ad for a video that long. But, so what kind of level anxiety, like Franz Kafka Metamorphosis and the Trial George Orwell 1984? 1984 could make for a very good horror game, I feel. Especially with, like, yeah, I think that could really work, to be honest. Samu Daizai no longer human? I don't know what that is, to be honest. Or would you be regular daily life struggling with... Honestly, I think there's a lot of people, like... I think the struggle with future technology can make for a good horror setting. Because it's something that... It's... Here, let's be honest here, Chad. Most of you have no fucking idea how most of the technology you use works. And it's only going to get more like that. It used to be like most of the stuff you would use in your everyday life, you'd have a basic understanding how it works, but things are so now advanced that you have like, how does this fucking work? I don't know, it just does. So, and I think also when it comes to like how that affects social media, how all that kind of stuff affects you, all of that can be worked into a pretty good, like almost like an open world horror story, where you're dealing with like constant surveillance maybe. And I have no idea how it works. Trust me, I'm not a game developer. I'm just like throwing out a dumb concept. But I do think there's something there. Basically, if you've watched Black Mirror, something like that could work very well as a video game, I feel. There, that's a much better description, I feel. Black Mirror, some of that stuff put into a video game would work very well. Don't watch the new Cyberpunk anime, that shit made me depressed. I've already watched it and I liked it. And I didn't get depressed. Mainly because I'm emotionally dead inside. As long as it doesn't end up like Unfriended, that movie was fucking dumb. I didn't watch it, but I'll take your word for it. There's nothing else in this room. Ghost Sister starts humming, that's letting you know she's bored. They made a Black Mirror video game though, didn't they? I have no idea, but it must have not been very good. So a proper, like, I'm not saying a Black Mirror video game, but like a horror game that covers like the possible horrors of like technology and its effects on society. Like a proper Singularity Gone Wrong video game, maybe. But not just like, war, here's another monster, and it's like meat and metal. Like they would do. Not that that's bad, I mean, that's what System Shock's all about. Did you play Observer? I almost did, but like, for some reason I never did play it. I did buy it, but I never played it. But I know what the game is about. So, but that's something like what I'm, you know, describing, actually. I was approved in the bar exam, January. Oh, sweet, man, you did it. Congrats. How you feeling right now? Top of the world? You celebrating? Or did you already celebrate? Shame you live in Brazil, because I could probably use a lawyer. It's much better than the medium, in my opinion. Well, the medium wasn't that great, to be honest. It just had nice art style.
Keep us. Protect us.
Am I going this way or through there? I'm not. We'll go this way first. In the top of the world? Yeah, I bet money. I mean, it's not passing a bar exam. That's something that makes your mother proud. Your mom will still like, hell, have you met my son? He's a lawyer. Kind of situations. Chad, it's a nice feeling when your parents are proud of you, isn't it? I wouldn't know. I kid, by the way. My mom's very proud of me. Then again, I play video games for a living. The who's like, hey, have you met my son? He makes dick jokes on the internet.
Do you ever wonder what we might have been?
There's no use in looking behind us, Lude.
Didn't they already do this dialogue? They did. I have no idea. I think my mom was proud of me once years ago. Hey, well, at least you knew at that moment. Also, Logical One, how you doing? 23 months, a sub. 4,000s of years I have slumbered. Who dares awaken me? Oh, hey, Dark Channel. You got the notification, did you, Dark Lord? I like the idea of eldritch beings maybe possibly, you know, subscribing to my YouTube channel and Twitch. No Longer Human by Osamu Daiza is a classical Japanese novel featuring themes of suicide, ideation, depression, and social alienation. These sound like very Japanese, you know, problems too. Which the novel discusses of life spiral out of your sense of control, and there is nothing coming. Yeah, that sounds like a very, very heavy read. Liking the game so far? It's definitely keeping my attention. I mean, I care nothing for the plot so far, though.
That was really the last time I felt happy.
Like the plot, I'm not connecting with at all. And I'm beginning to think I won't, so I'm just gonna like, yeah, appreciate the visuals here and there. Thoughts on Destroy All Humans video game? That's the one with the alien guy, right? I've never played it, but hey, apparently the remakes are pretty good. I've thought about playing them, so they seem like they're not too bad. Oh. Okay, where's the hitbox for that? What, am I just like levitating this dude in the air with my sword attacks? What the hell? First game is awesome, final boss is too difficult though. I mean, it'd be subjective. There might be some people that was too easy. Since you asked, Dart, yes, prepare to hear them saying the same random lines. I'm kind of used to action games that are done the cheap, having a lot of repeated lines. Oops. That's pretty well. It's, you know, money. You know, voice acting costs money, like everything else. For All Humans Remastered is the first game I ever streamed. Ah. Yeah, the second one just recently came. Isn't there like more than 2 of those? Are they gonna remake all of them? Or just the 2 that are apparently known as being good? You know, I should probably level up some of my skills at this point. I'm sitting on a massive amount of points. I've already got that. Arcing Onslaught. Hit all enemies within range. Soaring Ascend. Knock enemies within range in the air. So, yeah, you know what? That one's pretty good, but we can't get it. I guess you gotta get these in order. Actually, I can't buy any of these. Do I already have these unlocked and I just haven't been using them? I'm not sure. No, but I just can't buy them. Okay. Am I hitting the wrong... Hold X? That's what I was doing. No, that's how you use it, that hold X thing. I'm trying to, like, activate them with my points, but... You can only get them at the... Oh, that's point. I forgot about that guy. Thank you, by the way. I've only met him that one time, too. Hey, Jim, have a good night, man.
Is this the end of the world?
I can't say. It's bound to begin somewhere, sometime.
Feeble ethereal filament. Scarce material remains of a wraith. A large amount it can help a shade contain their entropy. Select 3 to obtain the iridescent ethereal weave and expand the entropy gauge. You're waiting for the... I am too waiting for the boss fight. You judge an action game like this by the quality of the boss fights, I feel. And they're really holding out on that right now. I've actually destroyed more crystals and like helpless like dying men than I have actual enemies. You're going to bed too, Constantine? Yeah, have a good night, man. Thanks for showing up. Oh, 2 big uns, huh?
One down.
Yeah, do I? Was a fair amount of health. Yeah, let's use one of these. That's barely any health, but alright, whatever.
There's more.
So exhausted by the time I got to the boss, and when I got to them, I was like, really? No?
I'm ready, sister.
Well, hopefully it'll be interesting, though. We've ever been this way. And in like 2-hour bursts, the fights can be pretty exhausting. You mean this game? So far, they haven't been too bad. Are there any video games that you think could be adapted into good shows or movies? Well, I've generally been on the side that I don't really care that much for video games being turned into movies or TV shows. And even though there have been good examples, like I just watched the Cyberpunk anime, which I thought was really good, I'm still generally would just rather have games when it comes to, like, entertainment. I'd rather just have, like, new games instead that cover the same story, because I feel like if, say, I see, like, for instance, like, everyone's, like, talking right now about Cyberpunk Edge Runner. I think that'd make it, that's a damn good anime. I think it would have made it even damn better video game. Because I would have actually liked to play some of that. This is the way I look at it. It's also, like, I'm noticing people when they make good video games these days, it's usually an adaptation of the world and not of a direct, you know, remake of a game storyline. Or the better one, just like the League of Legends thing as well. So... I guess really you should be asking what world would you like to see a movie or TV show set in, rather than like a story or game adapted, because I don't think adapting a straight up adaptation of an actual game into a movie or video game is, I mean, movie or TV show is very good. Generally they're always kind of bad, so it's better just like come up with your own thing set inside the world that it's they've already created, and even make it canon as well. So you get better results that way. But as for what I'd like to see done in that way, you know what? I wouldn't mind, say, a BioShock, you know, TV show or a movie if it was like its own original story, I guess. You could probably do something pretty well with that. Half-Life as well. Half-Life would be another good one you could do a good TV show or movie on if it's like its own, you know, unique story. Cyberpunk 27 Edge Runner is a great... I know I just said that. I just said multiple times I really like that, but I think it would make an even better video game. Did you hear that they may make a BioShock prequel movie with Andrew Ryan as the main character? You mean a movie? I mean, what would he be doing? Just like building his city? I mean, that's really all he did. He's like, yeah, I'm really into objectivism. Let me build a city under the sea.
I know that sound.
I mean, obviously they would like come up with something new for him to do, but I don't know. He works better as an antagonist. I mean, he's generally a very terrible person. So, unless they're, I guess if they're gonna make it like, say, American Psycho, where you like have the CEO who's like nuts, or like what is it? Like, what was that? It's like the one with like the, you know that movie, right? The one with Christian Bale. Maybe something like that. So Andrew Ryan's like, show me your business cards.
What if this is all part of the Keeper's grand design? The cleansing fire of the Torchbearer, the Judge's mercy. A chance for the Shaper to craft this city anew. One can't help but wonder.
Where did you get a crow? Did you have that last time?
For any but the bishops to get?
True, but most of the clergy here are dead, so I doubt they mind.
Picked up a friend, did he?
Though something else piqued my curiosity.
We did.
Tell me about it. Did you manage to track its source?
Bro, yeah, crows are very big.
Originated from the cathedral, but
I was conferring with your knight. But I suppose it's too much to expect silence from you, isn't it?
Yeah, he just doesn't like ghosts, does he?
Judge, have mercy on me. Speak, then.
I sense the two other
You can see her underwear. Well, I'm pretty sure that's like just the crotch of her pants. Well, she's missing one leg of her pants, but that's also just the crotch of her pants. Not her underwear. You can see one of the legs is still in there.
dead because of someone or something they were fighting against.
It's a weird style. Maybe people will copy it in real life.
The struggle was a result of their clash. Then they were all gone.
It is most troubling. That is all you have to report.
Yes,
Our predicament just got a lot worse. But fear not. The Order of the Ashen Blade sent word that reinforcements are on the way. My good friend Corvo here brought the good news. Meanwhile, We are
This is
ordered
going to be
to
people's
continue
favorite character of the year, by the way. Guy in mask who talks really slow.
Empty words.
So let your
I think the
actions
patch ruins
fill
everything.
you.
Man, maybe she just has pink eye.
Proceed towards the tear.
Can you call me like a maidenless, loser? You kind of have that look to you.
Or what's left of them.
For you are maidens. You have no maidens. Oh, we can upgrade loot now, huh? Offense. Loot's powers are divided into 4 branches, each one focusing on specific approach to battle. Loot's powers are many and diverse, making her an invaluable ally in battle. Traits change the enhancement of the power effect of a power. Use your cobalt tier residue to acquire a trait, or reset a trait you unlock to recover the responding amount of residue. Hold X to acquire your first trait. Manifold Spirit. When Unity is attained, Loot conjures 2 additional blasts to deal low damage. Okay. What else can we get? Sharp Mind. When Unity is attained, Loot's blast hit the enemy twice. Loot conjures a blast of energy that hits a single enemy. She sure does that one. So then we also got Otherworldly Confidence. Blast hit grants additional Unity. Loot channels their energy to that. Unleash the Ashen Vindicator synergy attack. Decreases entropy significantly. Ultimate Vindicator. After an Ashen Vindicator synergy attack, Loot conjures a volley of blast. Don't own any slaves. What? What's this about not owning slaves? Most of this seems like when you get the Unity going up. Maybe we should like get this to make sure we get more Unity quickly. Alright, we'll get this. And that's all I got powers for. Maybe I should have checked out the other ones first before I spent them all. Oh well. God, I wasn't expecting the trees to be this big. This is gonna be a long game, isn't it? Okay. There's another skill grouping that's locked off as well. Okay, level up this stuff if I can. Yeah, finally we can like get our sword doing some more shit. Well, the axe, I mean. It's like naming a cat Gato longer than it should be. What is it? You really named a crow Corvo. You named a crow Crow. I mean, you don't have to like spend a lot of like mental resources when it comes to a pet. They usually won't come to its name anyways. I've named a dog Big Stupid before, if that counts. So I guess we'll start with this one. Let's see. Well, I already have this one. That's X and A. Knock the enemies within range into the air. Let's see. Well, airborne, slam the enemies within range into the ground. Hit X and A 2 times, huh? Shit, that was expensive. Efficiency. The Ashen Enforcer is effective. 2. Probably get these 2 on this since it makes it more powerful. Alright, I guess we're done. But shop. I need heals. There we go. We'll do that. Night night. Hey, you have a good night, man. Also, Fresh, you have a good night as well. Or no, it's Fresh is the one leaving. Never mind. Oh god, we gotta talk some more. Oh, he's got new things. Oh, so many things to talk about.
Before we joined the Order, we knew nothing about all this.
When does Berserk beat Zod? that hasn't happened in the manga yet, actually. And, you know, you mean Guts, I assume, beat Zod? Yeah, I mean, they actually recently had a little bit of a dust-up, a brief one. But I don't know, I assume that'll be much later, toward the end, if he ever does.
Burton told what he needed to attend his flock. What good would it have been to him to know what we're up against?
Why would you want that spoiler for, anyways? When you rather just read it and find out?
The truth can be complicated.
Say I was in charge of making an action game? What would I make and why?
Especially to the common folk.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that besides just like what you want to make. Like, what do I have the budget for? Like, what's my studio good at making? Yeah, those things I have to take into account, but I actually don't know. Well, I do. I mentioned I'd want something that's, I kind of would like to have like take something like Dead Space, where it's all about cutting like the limbs and stuff off and like being very visceral, and bring that closer to you. So have like basically like I mentioned this earlier, take like Onimusha and like remake it as like a very visceral like horror game, and the fact that you're a samurai who has like cut the limbs off like demons and get right up in your shit. And I think they can make a good game with their new engine like that. So I think that'd be pretty good.
So it is up to us to guard the veil.
So something like Metal Gear Rising, where you had to aim your sword attacks as well, so that you could put that back in there. But it'd be more like, instead of like cutting anime style, you like literally just cutting limbs off shit.
So that everyone else does not have to worry about it.
And fattening up simpletons with fancy stories is part of the plan, is it?
Do not underestimate the power of a good story, Briar.
Is this the new Diablo game? No, this is not Diablo. I can see how this camera angle might make you think that, by the way.
The faithful believe that their souls cross the veil upon death.
You're joking. I mean, actually, if you just came into the stream and you're not aware, that camera angle would give you that impression.
Oh yes. All souls are judged, cleansed, and shaped into new life. It's the divine work of the Keepers, the cycle ever renewing itself.
An empty promise of a vague reward in the next life. Just what cowards and weaklings like to hear.
My ghost sister seems very clingy, by the way.
You were like those people once. Why do you blame them? They need a meaning, a purpose.
Hey, do you think the relationship between these two is sort of like that relationship between the brother and sister in Beyond Two Souls?
I can't see how
This is
we
the
can
actual
protect
sequel.
them from this.
Really afraid to be excited for Diablo 4? I'm not. I've given up on Blizzard to make anything good, or anything that'll actually be good.
And we may still have a chance.
Those corrupted. I can still sense something in them.
They seem like they've lost most of the people who made their stuff, like, must-buys.
Something human.
Like, when was the last time they made a decision that made anybody happy? Can you even recall?
You may find traces of their past selves in them, it's true. But remember,
When did anyone say, hey, good job, Blizzard?
when a ray feasts
Overwatch is good? It was good, but then they
hate spreads.
basically balanced it only for, like, the people who were in esports, and made it unplayable for anyone who wasn't in esports. I don't play Overwatch anymore. Stopped years ago.
Your dear sister is the exception that proves the rule.
And Overwatch 2 is not looking like it's going to get me to return.
Undoing these wretches is an act of mercy.
There'd be a video with everything wrong with Blizzard. I'd focus on individual games, not the entire company. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't, make fun of Blizzard while making fun of a game.
Do not hesitate.
Your crow. How did it get here?
On his dark wings.
Like, isn't there supposed to be, like, a story mode upcoming Overwatch 2? Maybe that'll be Cinnable, who knows?
You know what I mean.
Best thing that came out of Overwatch was the porn. You really get off on that, huh? Who's your favorite character?
It should have succumbed to the corruption. Or to its monstrosities.
You shouldn't be so surprised.
I guess it's a sign of good character development if everyone wants the Rule 34 of it.
Crows are blessed by the torchbearer after all.
Oh, I remember the stories.
So last time that
The torchbearer to the
people
souls
said
of
good
the
job Blizzard
departed.
was literally back when, they released the expansion pack to Diablo 3. It's been a while, you know.
And undisturbed.
Don't watch over. I don't. That was what someone else in chat was. That's what you were talking about.
I wish I could flit about as
Oh,
well.
you're saying you don't, but you said it's the best thing that came out of it.
Not a single
What story are you telling me, man? I assume you have experience with it if you said that's the best thing to come out of it. You don't need to be ashamed. I mean, hell. I wouldn't be.
May the torchbearer light your way.
And she can really linger in the air, can't she? Overwatch porn is...
Dear
Oh,
sisters,
shit, didn't mean to talk to him again.
you know how to find me.
Well, I don't really seem to do any backtracking in this game, so I will have to wait till you show up ahead of me, actually. Mercy porn is the best. No, you got a favorite, do you? Who's the queen of Overwatch porn? Who gets the most? I'm gonna guess it's probably Diva. But technically the queen of Roll 34 is probably always gonna be Tiba. Junkrat. No Roadhog? Also, I watched your Everything Wrong with Saints video. Seriously, every time those idiots talked, I yelled at the top of my lungs, "You're a fucking gang. Glad I don't care." I hope you didn't disturb your neighbors with that then.
A place like this is a
But
feast
yeah,
for eyes.
they're a bit at odds with the idea of a gang in that. I don't really know why they decided to keep it as a gang if that's the story they wanted to tell. Of like people like are against the evils of modern society or whatever they were trying to go for. Did you know that the ancient Egyptians had porn? Everybody had porn. Cavemen literally draw pictures of like, fucking. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, some of the oldest artifacts of archaeology we have are literally like
said it
big,
yourself. If a
big
greater
caked up
scheme is in
fertility
motion.
idols.
Then no one is beyond suspicion. His aura was...
Saints Row is a disgrace. I agree. It ain't that great.
To be sure of him.
Kind of a mess.
We can only
Tifa,
trust
the Queen of Roll
ourselves.
War. I think there's a strong argument to be made.
Together.
If there's a character in fiction who, like a fictional character, has more Rule 34 than her, I'd be very surprised. I mean, hell, she literally was viewed in the Italian Senate. Name one other character who's had that accomplishment. Weird, but I think the Queen of Rule 34 is actually Tomb Raider. You mean Lara Croft? I mean, she's definitely probably a contender. But, I don't know. What a conversation we're having right now, by the way. Hello, new people. Would you like to chime in with your thoughts on Rule 34 and who is the actual queen of such an entertainment? Don't worry, it's a perfectly clean, discussion.
My powers. I need to be careful.
Who's next?
Totally whipped it. Nothing got hit by that. Do I make a decent amount off of subs? You mean Twitch subs? I get half of whatever, like if you're getting like a basic $5 sub or even a Prime sub. Half goes to me, half goes to Twitch, so it's a 50-50 split. So yeah, I guess that's a fair deal. I mean, there are some bigger streamers get an even fairer deal, though apparently that's maybe not for long. But yeah, I'm fine with the 50-50 split. Might turn into 70-30. Yeah, that's usually only bigger streamers who have gotten that kind of deal. Like, yeah, you have to have like thousands of viewers where you can like negotiate that. And apparently they don't even do it anymore. However, when it comes to tier 2 and tier 3 subs, those actually I guess like Twitch tries to like, you know, encourage streamers to like advocate for tier 2 and 3 by giving them a bigger cut of those. But very few people ever could bother with the tier 2 or 3 stuff. And it's really not worth it, to be honest. It's mainly for like the ultra simps of certain streamers. Twitch said it's changing revenue split. I've heard, well, some people were talking about that earlier. Like I said, I heard that it's only for like the ad revenue. Like if they're, like I said, if they're changing it so everyone gets like 50-50 instead of like the top streamers getting 70-30, then it doesn't affect me at all. Tifa had over 21,000 picks on Roll34 while Laura had 13,000. So yeah, there you go, we got our queen. Amaranth is a millionaire. Oh yeah, she's a millionaire. She makes millions every year. But most of her money comes from OnlyFans. Not, I mean, she makes a good amount off Twitch too, but most of it comes from OnlyFans money. Have a great night. I'm off to watch Rule 34 of Caitlyn from League of Legends. Did we distract you that much? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like make myself lose a viewer of that discussion. Well, to be fair, are you really going to spend the rest of the night watching, you know, Rule 34 of that? That feels like a 10-minute affair. Chafing will set in at some point, you know.
Impressive contraption. Couldn't have just made a normal bridge.
Wow, this game is me.
That one is damaged, but the others are
Yeah, a
intact.
normal bridge would make far more sense, wouldn't it? Still waiting on a boss fight, by the way. I joke. Do you? Do you really? Are you the one of legend? He will come with Rule 34 jokes. I actually got to get to bed early. Well, that makes more sense. But hey, have a good night's sleep, my man. And good luck with the job search.
That's the main lever. Under the crystal clusters.
Then let's...
Whoops. Game seems pretty good. It's alright for an action game. Like I said, I can't really find... I don't really find myself getting immersed in the plot of the characters, though, is a problem. That's a bit on the weaker side. Combat works, though. It just lacks enough of its own identity. It's a bit too much of other games. Legend says such a bad Rule 34 exists that it can make one stuck in permanent masturbation forever. Never able to finish. Oh, so like edge. Just endless edging, huh? For some people, that's like a, you know, fantasy of heaven. Like, really? You don't say. I must find this item, artifact of legend.
We can finally cross this thing.
After all that, I'm not sure I like where this is going.
I want to get that. Get that. What's good, people? Hey, yo, Daria, hey, Patrix, welcome to your first time on the stream, by the way. We're playing, you know, interesting, you know, action games and, you know, fun for all ages. And, you know, we're totally not discussing Rule 34. By the way, I haven't been in chat for the past few months, essentially. I was busy. Hopefully next year I will be taking the steps needed to change my career. Was on the fence since, you know, a 31-year-old, got a lot of work ahead of me, but I really don't want to keep going in a career that I hate and regret when I couldn't have done something I wanted to do just because of past mistakes. I understand, man. Hey, do what you need to do. You don't have to worry about, like, apologizing for not being at streams. You got your own life to live. Can I make this go further down? Yeah, there we go. That's what I needed. But yeah, I believe you'll you'll make it happen. Whenever you find a lever, you already know about levers. But hopefully you accomplish. Don't let your dream. Yeah, well, no, I'm not gonna do that. That meme's old. Wouldn't anyone? Didn't he recently like go and become ultra religious or something? Yeah, he became Catholic for a movie role or something. Who would? Yeah, but I always remember him as for his motivational speeches. Hey, guy, thank you for the sub to I Am the King. Shia LaBeouf, the LaBeouf. He's got a fun name, doesn't he? Do you think if his name had been anything else, he would have ever cared?
The suffering, the death, that still lingers here. Will I ever be able to silence them in my mind?
You can judge everyone harder, and that's what the emotes are for, brother. That's what they're for. Have we entered? Okay, we've done 2 levels. That's taken most of the night. Who knows, Dartigan? Maybe one day you might send one of my games. Are you trying to get into game development? Let's hope. That's the mark of success, you know. Don't realize how everyone was laughing at his name until I found out what boofing means a year ago. Well, I was just laughing. I didn't laugh. I just thought it was like a funny name. You don't really hear the name LaBeouf very much. Or especially Shia LaBeouf. Let's see. Can we level up any? We can. Let's see. I guess I should get proficiency. Ashen Enforcer deals more damage at shields and barriers. Very strong shields and barriers. Critically charged. Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? I need to grab that. Yeah. Okay, and loot. Let's see. We shall level up some of your defense stuff, I guess. I'm not really sure what to go for. Actually, I don't have enough for any of it. Looter axe to the incoming attack. Even if the counter has failed, this bonus defensive action can only occur every few seconds. You know what? We'll grab that one. Shop. All we can really buy, because everything else is fucking expensive. Would love to make a game, but have no idea how to do it, and also I can't really code yet. Well, give yourself time. No rush. I think we have enough time to do one more chapter. I would desperately like to see a boss fight tonight. I'm starting to wonder if they have very many in this game. No boss. There's definitely bosses. We just haven't come across any yet. Just saying, if David Cage can make a game, well, yeah, I mean, you too, if you have the skills to write with that amount of, like, you know, nuts. Tell me, what story would you like to tell that's, you know, meant to be a metaphor for something in society that you don't really understand? What's the story of this joint? I don't really know. Just like we're like cursed knight working for the church, trying to like just stop some kind of evil in a city. Or like we're like half monster. Our sister is a ghost and she's tied to us. There's a guy who like we buy stuff from a mask, and that's really it so far.
You will miss it when it's gone.
Like I said, story is so far not its strong point. You know, at least they could have done more fan service. Take off that stuffy breastplate, girl. Is this Beyond Two
This looks
Souls?
like
It could be,
prison.
if it was dorkier.
I wonder if they knew what was going on.
I mean, it's
outside.
hard to be dorkier than like a girl with a
That's
gigantic
unlikely.
sword and like
And
all
even
this
if
other
they
shit,
knew,
but you know,
I doubt
somehow
that they let anyone out.
Beyond Two Souls
It will
is.
be up to us to liberate them.
I still do need to play Omicron the Nomad Soul at some point. It's the only David Cage game I haven't played. Story is Claymore girl and sister, or Claymore. Well, Claymore with a touch of guts from Berserk. Always don't forget that element.
I'm just warming up. You want more? I've got more.
Take care of it. Thank you, sister. We're not backing down.
IGN is getting a lot for shit for rating this game 5 out of 10. I don't really feel this would be a 5 out of 10 game. Yeah, I think that's a bit unfair. Like I said, the plot so far is completely, you know, mind-numbing. The gameplay is solid. I think it's more of a 7 out of 10 game right now. What's a good response when someone asks if I like it here? The truth? Do you like it there? Wait, are you asking about my stream? Do you like people asking, do you like it in this stream? I don't know. My answer might change depending. Yeah, this game reminds me of a lot of, you know, Dante's Inferno. Game that really didn't have its own identity, but was, you know, competent at what it did. Asking about work, so you don't like your job? I mean, I think you should be honest about that then. Yeah, you're only hurting yourself on that one. Like, whose feelings are you sparing? The boss?
Well,
I can't say. It's bound to begin somewhere, sometime.
Like, but, you know, not liking your job is a pretty common thing. Most people don't ever like their job. They just do it because, hey, they need to pay the bills. Now, there's people who have my job who are completely miserable. Think about that. There's people out there who get paid to play video games, they fucking hate it. Like, some people just really get tired of, like, the YouTube grind. Like, fuck, I can't take this anymore. Need to make one of those videos where I breathe in deeply and say, we need to talk. Have a good night. Hey, Blue Dude, have a good night. Have a very good night, in fact. Yeah, no, me, I love my job, but hey, that's me. I've had to do a bunch of shitty jobs in my life, though, that I totally didn't like. Okay. Trying to switch careers. I mean, it's not easy.
let the chimera.
We must
Definitely
rely
not
on our
easy.
own strength.
Especially if you've already been like trained in one career and spent all the money doing that. The idea of like starting a brand new career and then have to like maybe pay money for that is like, ugh. You don't have to like your job, but you do have to find it tolerable. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't even find their job tolerable. And there just isn't anything available, or like they have other reasons, like say they need the healthcare packaged for it, or and nothing else offers as much money. Sometimes that's why I never tell people. I always feel like it's like a lazy decision. Like, well, not exactly lazy, but it's never a good argument to say, well, just find a new job, because there's often sometimes reasons they can't. Because it's not like they never thought of that. This looks like this is the way I got to go, so let's go down. Where I came from, right? Yeah.
It feels like someone is watching us. It's unnerving.
I always thought I'm good at it at least, and I must speak Spanish well because I can hold a conversation. What kind of job is this that requires you to speak Spanish? She just British? Well, she's like fantasy European, which is, you know, usually British. Also, someone said earlier, this lady is voiced by the same person who voiced Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5. Easy to miss that one, so she didn't have any many lines. Doesn't require you to speak Spanish, just a lot of Hispanic people working there. Ah, I gotcha.
It's easy to get lost in this place.
Is it? It's usually there's one direction, Ghost Lady.
It must have a way out on the other side.
It's actually pretty straightforward, in fact. If I actually retch the big city I'm trying to get her, I'm still just trying to like reach the gate to it. I feel like I'm not in it yet. I always felt bad for Quiet, never got to get some of the venom dick. Wow, that comment went in a different direction. I thought you were gonna say you felt bad for her because she got fucked over really hard by the horrible shit that happened to her. No, it was because she didn't get laid. I mean, I don't think that's what she wanted to do. I think she's just like, respect and not, love in that way, but alright.
I wish that killing could come to an end.
Unfortunately, it's all I'm good for.
We need to have the conversation about Roll 34 again, chat.
They're open moors. That's where the rays are coming from.
I see them. I'm faster than they are.
Sorry about that.
Who's next? There's more.
I'm ready to
Thank you, chat. You're all wonderful people. Oh well, I got love vibes, so yes, I do feel bad that she didn't get the fully experience of love. Well, I mean, I guess it might be dangerous because if she spoke English accidentally during such a thing, she might kill everybody. But considering how messed up Snake is when it comes to that, love, I don't think he would have reciprocated. Clever at fuck calling them Briar and Loot. Who would actually name their daughters that? Old-timey fantasy place? I don't know. I mean, has anyone ever been named Loot before? Maybe, I don't know. She's my stand? A little bit. No, I didn't think of it. There might be a JoJo reference there. She hasn't done enough posing, though, for me to really call it a JoJo reference. This is an Italian game? No, not really. Yeah, Italy isn't really known for making that many games that I can think of. You're going to name someone Reptar? Well, you're a big, Rugrats fan, are you? I'm sure your child will definitely won't, really hold that against you later in life. Usually not a good idea to give a kid a really stupid name. Elon Musk. There's a thing over there. In his defense, that kid's dad... Well, yeah, I guess when you're that rich, it doesn't matter what you name your kid. Who's gonna dare make fun of him? Like, make it for that kid, maybe, like, it might cost you your entire future. Well, no trillionaires, yeah, but, give it a few more years and we might have the few. I think Elon Musk is, like, what, 20% of the way there? Or close to it? Won't be in it for a long time? I don't know if some of the stuff he's currently working on actually pans out, isn't just a total, like, waste of time. Possibly could. Tax the rich? It would be nice. Fortunately, it's kind of difficult to actually do that, because once you get that much money, you get access to what's called the infinite money glitch.
I'm itching.
I'm not even joking; they really do. What happens is when you're that rich and you own a lot of when you have that much stock valuation, what you do instead of actually making taxable income, is you take out loans on your stock as your collateral, and the thing is, loans are not income, so they don't get taxed. That's why you hear about very rich people paying very low tax rates, because they technically don't have hardly any income. It's all loans. Stock, basically they don't sell the stock, because that would selling stock is taxable, so they want to avoid that. What they do Like, hey, let me just, like, take out a loan. Blue crystal. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get in that room over there, though. There's, like, something in there.
Such a vast city. And now it's nothing but rubble. We're home now.
So we go down. Can't stand Tolkien fantasy really too clean. I don't really think it's... So, well, it's not really clean, but I guess it's like the first out there, so maybe use like darker, edgier stuff. I mean, to each their own, that's probably fine if it is. But I've never heard Tolkien described as clean before. There was a hole in the wall. I was trying to jump through it though, and it wouldn't let me. Yeah, this hole, I was trying again and again to jump through it. Nope, that's not a hole. That's not a jumping hole, chat. That is a hole that's covered by an invisible barrier. Protected, you might say. Was there anything happy in this world?
And captives now share a
Like everything's like a giant prison or dead.
We have to keep going.
When are we gonna get to a place where we just find a nice clean carousel?
Cover me, Loot. I'm not done yet. I felt that.
She is my love, my sister.
Loot, over there.
I am ready.
Everyone died corrupted here, Dartigan. What are you not paying attention? Well, yeah, but still. Nothing. All this looks like it was still depressing and terrible even before all that happened.
No, not now.
Like, there had to be some happiness before all that, right? No, everything was just like a giant medieval torture chamber of a world. Death Stranding video is only 2 years old? Well, yeah, it's back when the game came out. At least, like, literally, like, as soon as I could. Since I figured that'd be, like, a big game, a lot of hype for it. Because you spend too long in the fucking prison? Well, I've been trying to get to where they want me to go for a while now. But all of it has been like, yo, here's everything destroyed and terrible looking. Is that called the gibbeting? Well, they have a gibbeting corridor. Nothing here would be good. Yes, welcome to the gibbeting hall.
tear. It is as if it were a living being.
I can feel it breathing.
Oh, there's the thing we're looking for. Nice. Sky Gina kind of fucked up. Well, it's more like a sky anus than a Gina. If we're going to use these terms that you've decided upon, they have to be at least accurate. This is kind of Outlast color palette. Oh, you mean dark and depressing? It's not dark enough quite for that though. Sin coming to Xanarkin vibes. Yeah, I've actually been there already. I think, haven't I? Yeah, I came this way. Did I? Oh.
Sister, were we born of the same evil that did this?
You think too much, Luke.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's a lot of exploration in this game just for like, here's some more crystals for you, my friend. You like those? Help, I'm lost? Nah, don't worry, we'll get there eventually.
Leighton.
Oh, I think we have a shop coming up. You said the name. Fuck. Ah, fuck, no! What a wretched thing to do. I can just like stun like this guy with like air hops. Once you knock his armor off. Good. You fell for that? Well, that trap I just fell into. Where am I? Am I just back down one level? We're back down again. Actually have tonight off here to the bitter end. We got about another 30 minutes left. I'm hoping to like finish this level up and maybe get a boss fight if they give me one. They're being very stingy with them though. How do you feel about backseat gaming? Generally it's not a good thing if they're not asking for it. So unless the person is asking for help, it's usually just like, you know, hold your tongue. I know you're like maybe desperate to see them get past the point and see like a point you want to see. But it's better to just like let them figure things out if they want to and only like offer the help if they ask. Structures that mimic mother loads can be found along the way, luring and deceiving you. Defeat the enemies they release and get back to the mission. Oh, bullshit.
Sister, let our guard down.
Who's next? I'm not done yet.
You just want a boss fight? I've been waiting for that all night. Kind of weird they're like keeping it from me. Like, no, you'll get him. You're damn well taught you every single mechanic in the game. Alright, game, just don't hit me anymore. Yeah, this is where I fell from a shit. Yeah. This is a AA game. True. I mean, it's probably like there's only a handful of bosses in the game, so they had to like cut back on them. I mean, that's what I suspected anyways, but hey. So we've been playing for like almost 4 hours. I figured there would have been one by now. Alright. I think the boss fight. Well, they probably cut a lot of stuff out in the demo that they may have gave you. Well, let's actually get this thing this time. Well, alright.
There may be no one here, but I'm not letting my guard down.
Good to know. When I got to the first boss, I was like, really? Here? Really? I mean, we'll see if it's a surprise for me. Usually a boss fight room looks pretty obvious.
I found you. Good. I took a look ahead. I'm not easily frightened, but I doubt you'll survive.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Perhaps this will help. A new weapon. I believe you've earned it. The Order of the Ashen Blade rewards its servants.
Tomb Raider games don't have good boss fights. You know, I felt the desire to replay the 2015 or was it 14 Tomb Raider game, the first one, the reboot again. Because I haven't played that game since I made a video on it, and I actually kind of like that game. Well, actually, I do like that game. Hand of Retribution, a heavy gauntlet combined with a stalwart shield. Alright. Level up. Okay. We just get a new weapon after all. Punch the enemies in front of you with a sequence of heavy attacks, prerequisite to unlock the Hand of Retribution synergy to XX, then XXX. Alright. We'll grab that one. Parry an enemy attack, melee attack, and create an opening. I'm not very good at that. I don't have the patience. Hit the enemies in front of you with a quick jab, followed by an uppercut. Don't have enough. Expensive. So we're holding on to the rest of our money for the time being. We could get proficiency 3. Ashen Enforcer is also effective against resilient enemies. Very strong shields and bears. Critical charge. Shields and bears. Strong resilient enemies. That's 12,000. We have enough. And we getting 7 weapons? Looks like it. It's often like a bad sign because you end up not using most of them. What do we want? Unity is high. Briar and Loot can unleash the Ashen Enforcer synergy attack. I like how Loot has more upgrade options than Briar. Well, I have a lot of weapons I get upgrade options on. That's where hers are like for her magical powers. Alright, time to talk. Always got less to talk about this time, thankfully.
Modern engineering here. This place is
Her devil trigger is gonna be. We've already seen it. She like turns into a monster.
Ilden was the commercial heart of the Holy Kingdom of Caedus. People, goods, money.
It gets a big chest tire, like toothy grin.
They had to devise new ways.
If you've ever read or watched the anime Claymore, it's basically what happens in there.
It saddens me to think that all went lost.
Who knows? The bay won't go anywhere. Once this this is over, someone else may even reopen the trade routes. Unless this is the end of the world, that is.
We've encountered the wraiths. It was only a matter of time.
They just glossed over this place had the slave trade. Well, everyone here is dead now, so technically no more slaves.
Ah, the lost souls who refuse to follow the light of a torchbearer. So wicked that the judge cannot redeem them. So monstrous.
Now this game, I probably, like I said, I made it a research stream, but I even said then that I probably wouldn't end up sending it.
Do we have to listen to the whole sermon?
You can die a miscreant if you like. But remember, wraiths maintain a strong bond with what lies beyond the veil. You won't be able to see them with your good
Because I don't
eye.
think there's going to be that many characters either.
Hit them.
Luckily enough, we are more than human.
I'm moving on.
You know how to find me.
Alright, so how do I... Okay, we D-pad to switch from weapons now. We're basically V from League of Legends now. Your chest and back is still sore from yesterday's workout. That's a good sign, though. You did good. Today was I did leg day, and that was pretty rough for me a few days ago, but now they're feeling good. I'm thinking of going jogging tomorrow. Yeah, we don't fill your dark soul with light. You know, I've actually read that they could have done more takes than that, but they thought Dante's like voice crack was so funny they decided to leave it in. I'm so glad they did that too. But I think you have the 200 bits, by the way. Shoulders tomorrow. Like, I've already done my upper body stuff for this week, and I actually already finished up my core stuff. So tomorrow I'm just gonna be running.
Might have been.
There's no use in looking behind us, Lude.
You brought that? Oh, you were the one that brought that up? I think I'd heard it before as well, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and assume that I learned it from you. How about that? Guess we're going up. Get down here. I can't fight you all in the air. A bit closer.
You want more? I've got more. Cover me, Lude.
Action pose. Won't be here tomorrow as I'm seeing a concert or a band I absolutely love, but hey, have a good time, man. You have to explain it to me. You ever get left on red? Most of the people I text to are people I'm already like in a good relationship with, so... But yeah, I've been left on red before. But generally, it's usually one, they didn't really have anything to say to me, I suppose. But I think everyone's probably at this point, unless you just don't text at all, I've never been left on red. Sometimes though, it's not like that's because they just they're ignoring you, they just don't have anything to say or anything to add, so they're just like, alright, I'm good. So some people just like get really uptight over like, you left me on red, why won't you reply? I showed you my dick, and probably because you showed them their dick, but...
My powers. I must be careful.
Saw a purple dang over there. Where they're busy, that too. Sometimes they might be at work. So Briar gets laid. Would it be weird for the soul of Luke? Well, yes, it would be weird. She'd probably like to have to cover her eyes. I mean, they're sisters. They ain't gonna want to see that. I mean, just think of the bathroom issue already. But already they had to, like, work around that. Is loot a lolly? I'd rather not think about that. But the answer is probably yeah. Unless you just get shorter when you're a ghost. Okay, I guess I gotta use my attacks to reach that purple thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can jump high enough, far enough to reach that.
All these lives destroyed. I wish we could have saved them.
You know this is not how it works.
I didn't mean to hit the button to go at the ladder.
The gates of Ilden. We made it. No! The tear! It's growing! Hey! Listen! There's something making it stronger.
She is basically a Navi, isn't she? I'm more like a Midna.
We'll seal it.
We might not have enough time. Soon it will be too strong.
This long to get to the front gate. Hey, it's a long bridge.
Nothing to do.
We can't wait for reinforcements. We're on our own in there.
I have to ask, is that a shoulder pad or is that her hat that she just doesn't want to wear? That big pointy thing. It looks like one of those, like, kind of like pointy, like, medieval helmets you would sometimes see. But she's like, I'm gonna use that as my shoulder, you know, pauldron. Pauldron? Yeah, but it just kind of looks like it's actually meant to be worn on her head. Ever play Shadow of the Colossus? Yes. Takes forever to get anywhere. Well, that's kind of the point. It doesn't really take that long. I don't remember the travel times being really anything, you know, that difficult. Because keep in mind, it was originally a PS2 game, so they couldn't really make everything massive in scale. But they made it feel like it was sometimes. If I can make another attempt at this. There we go. Elixir of Clarity. Imbibed by a night, this elixir makes a shade temporarily immune to the effects of entropy. Use this item to freeze entropy. Okay, so if I'm like fight a bunch of ghosts, I can use that to like make sure the field won't make my ghost person disappear. I think. Useful item you'll never use. So far, I haven't really felt that restricted fighting the ghosts. Wait, is there like fall damage? What? Oh, I missed one of them up there though, unfortunately. Guess we're not getting back up there though. Always tell people to watch the Shadow of the Colossus video whenever they request games with not Shadow of the Colossus. You mean mine? Mine's not video anyone should watch if they're interested in the game, because it's like it's a shit take. It's just me goofing off for like a really shitty April Fool's video. But I guess you mean someone else's video. Off to bed. Hey, Polycarp, have a good night, man. Okay, we're at the gates. Are you gonna give me a boss fight now?
I fantasized about visiting Ilden as a child.
One should always be wary of what they wish for.
Didn't think this game would do Dark Souls 2. The atmosphere is Dark Soulsing, but the gameplay is nothing like Dark Souls. It's more like God of War in a Dark Souls setting. Know your enemy. The proficiency with your weapon depends on the enemy you're facing. As an example, the Hand of Retribution is perfect to deal damage. Armor, select it and charge your attacks by holding X in order to shred armor real quick. Check the codex again. Okay. Kind of figured as much.
Loot, over there.
I am ready. I'm fading away.
Chaos be damned.
I will take care of it. We're not backing down.
Kill the fucking ghost lady.
She is my knight, my sister. Have it close and valid.
Now you've pissed me off.
It's not. This has been a messy fight.
I will protect you, sister.
Loot, over there.
I am ready.
There's more.
I'm ready, sister.
Not done yet.
You missed Bayonetta? Well, what? You get another one next month, though. You have to charge your fist to remove the armor. Yeah, it's taking me a little while for some reason to figure make it work properly. Tried to play the first Bayonetta and I don't know why, but I just can't. Well, the first one did have issues. But it was a nice promising start. The second one kind of cleared that up. So, I'm guessing the third one's probably going to be the last one. I'm going to assume it might be the last one. So, we'll see. Hopefully it's like, you know, the perfection. A boss fight?
Feel that, sister? Something.
With Bayonetta. Yeah, it's weird that it's kind of brave of them to release Bayonetta 3 on COD. But then again, COD, while still a massive game, is not nearly at the same clout as it used to. Like, used to, you would never want your game coming even like the same, with the same week of like a COD game. Are you a boss fight or is a new enemy type? Oh, hello, like, not Dragon Soul, I mean, you mean, Dark Soul Smog guy.
Let's hope his gift strikes
Yeah,
as
he
true
a
as
boss.
his tongue.
Ow, 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 ow.
It won't happen again.
Okay, no more armor. Not Smog, no. Oh, I mean, not Smog, but like the big, the golden armor guy, the hammer. You know what I mean? Oof. Dodged the wrong direction. Okay, can't say I was that overwhelmed with the boss fight.
Damn. The way's blocked.
There must be another way into the city.
It just felt like I was fighting a more, bigger, tankier regular enemy. I mean, it's the only boss fight. This is like a big guy with a hammer. Like I said, it felt like I was just fighting like another enemy who just had a larger health pool.
Yes, but it was far stronger than I could imagine. It must have been a formidable opponent, even as a human.
Oh, the enemies are so spongy. Well, that was a boss, so it was meant to be spongy, but actually most of the enemies I fought, except for like the big knighted guys, haven't been that spongy, I found. I hate it when cutscenes show me stuff I can't do in the actual game. Like, that would make so much of the other stuff I do in the game so much easier if I could just do that. Alright. Remember earlier when Briar said she couldn't cross a small gap? Yeah. Yet she can leap like 12 feet up in the air. And wall run, apparently. Guess I should like level up some of her fields too, right? Loot is about to overcharge, she resists, and Unity is lost instead. Tension resolve. Defeat an enemy affected by a field decreases entropy. That should be good. There we go. What is Scorn? It's a first-person well, it's a first-person shooter technically, but it's the art style is based off that Swedish guy that made all the alien stuff. I forget his name. Giger, how you pronounce it? If that's the game, if that's what you're asking about that game. It looks like it's maybe got like I want to like it because of the art style, but it looks like it's mainly gonna be the art style that's the selling point, and the gameplay will be a bit meager. Yeah, I want the hammer rush. It's like it looks like the combat that's in it has been added just so that it doesn't get classified as a walking sim, rather than being integral. More of a like I said, it looks like it's meant to be a puzzler and like an environmental atmospheric storytelling, but they weren't confident that would sell, so they added in some like kind of like meh looking combat. But who knows? Maybe it'll be pretty good. I'm definitely gonna try it out.
We have to get closer. Let's find the way to the tear.
However, chat, I think that's gonna be it for the rest. It for this game for tonight, because it is approaching midnight, and this game can be a little bit exhausting. But I don't feel too bad about it. I don't know. It might be a little too long though, but we'll see. I'll probably like be playing it off and on for the rest of the week until we finish it. But I might want to play some other games in here and there as well. But chat, you've all been wonderful tonight. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. A lot of new people tonight as well. So hopefully you got a good taste of what my streams are like. Maybe you'll show up in the future if you feel so inclined. If so, I recommend you hit the follow button. And if you want to join my Discord, the Discord is, you just type in the Discord code in the chat, or you can scroll down below and click on the Discord banner. Either one works fine. Also, thank you for any gift subs or bits tonight, or regular subs too. Thank you very much. Thank you to the mod team. And I think I'm all out of thanks. So, I will stream tomorrow as well. If you guys want to stop by, I would love to have you, even if it's just only for a moment. We'll either play this or something else. Depends on what I feel like. Anyways, that's all I got for you tonight, chat. I wish you all a good night or a good morning, whatever it is for you. Stay safe. Please, later, everybody. Well, I can barely speak. I'm so exhausted today for some reason. All right, let me get the hell out of here.